Reagan Levy is the daughter of Lacey and Corey Levy of Cambridge. At Ballard, Reagan has been involved in cross country, basketball, tennis, track, student council, NHS, transition team, FFA, and FCA. After high school, she will be attending the University of Wisconsin lacrosse to play basketball and water ski while majoring in pre-veterinary medicine. Jackson Brown is the son of Brandon and Gina Brown of Huxley. Throughout high school, Jackson has been involved in basketball, golf, transition team, FCA, and NHS. Jackson's future plans are undecided at this time. Next, we have Sydney Ersman. Sydney is the daughter of Mark and Kate Ersman of Huxley. During her time at Ballard, Sydney has been involved in student council, cross country, track, band, track shooting, bowling, NHS, transition team, FCA, tutoring, FFA, and the school play. Sydney's future plans are to attend a four-year university. Rhett Hedrick is the son of Heather and Sean Hedrick of Huxley. Throughout high school, Rhett has participated in football, baseball, wrestling, FCA, and transition team. Rhett's future plans are undecided at this time. Our next couple is Annika Larson. Annika is the daughter of Mike and Holly Larson of Huxley. Her high school activities include cross-country, track, FFA, executive council, student council, riding her bike to school, and FCA. After graduation, she plans to continue running cross-country and track at an undecided college, majoring in business. Miles Mudd is the son of Rob and Megan Mudd of Huxley. Throughout high school, Miles has been involved in baseball, basketball, football, NHS, transition team, and mentoring. Miles' future plans are to play baseball and study sports management at an undecided college. Next, we have Anya Jorgensen. Anya is the daughter of Ashley and Michael Jorgensen of Huxley. At Ballard, she has participated in cross-country, track, bowling, speech, student council, executive council, NHS, school plays and musicals, transition team, jazz choir, and FCA. Anya's future plans are undecided at this time. Tyler Bracy Searcy is the nephew of Kendra Bradford Warren of Slater. During high school, Tyler has been involved in football. After graduation, he will attend DMAC and then transfer to Iowa State to study information technology. And now we will introduce our little royalty, Berkeley Birdsell and Kaysen Fioland. Berkeley is the daughter of Sean and Paige Birdsell of Slater. She is following in her mom's footsteps and is a second-generation little princess. She is 4 years old and likes to play with her baby brother, River. She attends preschool at Miss Wendy's and takes swimming lessons. Her favorite food is hot dogs, and she is proud of her fishing record, which she will tell you she always brings home more fish than both her dad and her grandpa Skeeter. In her free time, she likes to play t-ball, swim, and go on the side-by-side rides. As Berkeley becomes older, she is excited to go to Grandpa Lee's school and go to the same school as her cousins. Kaysen is the son of Matt and Amber Fioland. He's 3 years old and attends Grandpa and Grandma's daycare 2 days a week. Kaysen enjoys spending time at home with his mom, dad, and brothers. He loves to go on family bike rides, collect Hot Wheels, pretend to be every superhero while battling his brothers, and have mom and dad push him on the swings, especially when they do underdogs. He loves to practice tennis, baseball, basketball, and he's always up for dinner at Culver's as long as there are cheese balls involved with unlimited ranch dressing. When he gets older, Kaysen is excited to meet new friends, ride a school bus, and have school lunch as long as they have an unlimited supply of ranch dressing. Berkeley Birdsell and Kaysen Fioland. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your king and queen. The homecoming queen is Peyton Askelson. Peyton is the daughter of Sue and Chad Askelson of Cambridge. Her high school activities have included volleyball, tennis, softball, NHS, International Student Club, FCA, Student Council, Transition Team, Prom Committee, and Stomp Out Stigma. After graduation, she will be attending the University of Northern Iowa, Go Cats, to play volleyball and pursue a degree in business. And your king is Lincoln Miller. Lincoln is the son of Derek and Nicole Miller and Sean and Amber Peterson of Huxley. Lincoln has participated in football, basketball, golf, NHS, FFA, FCA, and Stomp Out Stigma throughout high school. After graduation, Lincoln will attend Coastal Carolina or the University of Iowa to study business. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 homecoming court. Congratulations, seniors. What an honor for all of you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder that the Ballard Kiwanis is having the 50-50 raffle. One ticket for $1, 7 for $5, 15 for 10, 35 for 20. 50-50 raffle tonight. All proceeds benefiting the Ballard Student Council. And now, football fans, we ask that you all please rise and remove your headgear for the presentation of our nation's colors, being presented from the south end zone by members of Slater American Legion, post number 260. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remain standing as we honor our flag and our country with our national anthem being played by the Ballard High School Marching Band under the direction of Brooklyn Rayner. And now, Creston fans, to welcome you to Ballard High School, we present your school fight song. 50-50 raffle from the Ballard Kiwanis. Supporting the Student Council tonight, you get 1 ticket for $1, 7 for $5, 15 for $10, or 35 for $20. Thank you very much, Ballard Kiwanis, for your support of Ballard Athletics.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rich Strauss Field, the home of the Ballard Bombers, for tonight's Friday Night Lights matchup between the Ballard Bombers and the Creston Panthers. I'm your play-by-play commentator alongside, as always, with Tim Davis. And what a way to start with another beautiful shot from Danny Sunsets, our executive producer, Dan Ingsler.
He's got it going on right now already, doesn't he? Danny Sunsets. We got a little Back in Black playing in the background, but, well, that's why he gets paid the big bucks, Bear, right there. We weren't sure, we talked about a beautiful evening. You just mentioned it, but it was raining before the game, and luckily our main sponsor, Flight, Maddie at Flight, said, hey, we have this little canopy thing, so we brought it up with us, and sure enough, it hasn't rained yet, and hopefully it doesn't, but you're not going to see a better sunset shot in the state of Iowa than the one you just saw, folks, but Brock, it's just about game time here, and this is a must-win for both teams tonight.
Both teams coming in 0-2 on the year. Bombers, a little more hope probably than the Creston Panthers, just because the Panthers, though, have played some tough competition.
Yeah, they really have. And I will say this. The Panthers lost a ton to graduation last year. They were a semifinal team. They made the Unidome. They had an outstanding season. I think they might have lost one game maybe in the regular season. Were undefeated, lost to a good – I think it was either Heelan or Harlan up there in the Unidome. I can't remember. But they've lost a ton, and they've had a few tough matchups here to start the season. But this Bomber team, we've been in both games. We've led in both games. I don't know if we led in the Humboldt game. We did lead in the Pella game, but we've got to get it figured out because our district coming up here in the next couple of weeks as we get into district play is not easy. I mean, we're talking about some pretty big schools. As far as the 4A level goes, that are having a really good season so far to start. So we've got to get it dialed in this evening. And the biggest thing for me is I've got some keys written down here. And the first two games, the Bombers have had over 110 yards worth of penalties in each game. Brock, you could be an outstanding football team, but to overcome 100 yards in penalties, the best teams don't do that. But that's why they're the best teams, because they don't have that many penalties, right? So if we can rectify that and shore that up a little bit on both sides of the ball, the line of scrimmage is a big deal. We say it every game. Offensively and defensively, our line of scrimmage play has to be dominant up front on both sides of the ball. And lastly, big plays. Last week against Humboldt, we gave up a couple big plays, and we're not really accustomed to seeing that. We're playing some more man in the secondary, and so we're a little more pressed, so that's going to happen, right? And we've got some younger guys that don't have a ton of experience. But I spoke with Coach Hochul today, and so those are the things that happen to us sometimes. But the thing tonight, what's going to be interesting is Creston's going to tempo us to death. They want to play as fast as they can play. It's like fast break basketball, man, and they want to get up and down the field, and they're signaling things in. They're going to, I think he said they run 17 different formations with some of the same personnel. So our guys, what I was talking to Coach Hoke a little bit today, our eyes can't play tricks on us, right? Especially in the back half. They want to divert our eyes to kind of give us some of this smoke and mirrors stuff and then take a shot over the top. We can't allow that to happen. So it's going to be disciplined football tonight with the penalties and on the defensive side. And on the offensive side, Creston's given up some points, their defense. This could be a game that could cure what ails the Bombers right now on the offensive side of the ball. So we'll see what happens.
The Bombers have kind of struggled on the offensive end, like you pointed out, still looking for their first passing touchdown of the season. And even on the ground, they struggled a little bit last week against Humboldt. I will mention that Tucker Vitzum had some good plays last week on the ground. A couple of them, and it comes back to one of your keys, were called back because of penalties, but there's a little bit of hope that I have about this team coming into tonight because of those few plays that Vitzum had, as well as Hedrick. Hedrick's we know he can run the ball. He just needs to get a couple plays that he can break free on to gain some confidence.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Baron. The thing that I like, Brock, is you hit the nail on the head. And we've got to get a little bit more of the passing game going. So, because Tucker Vitzum's really been a nice surprise in the backfield. We kind of anticipated that Rhett Hedrick would get the bulk of the carries, but Tucker's kind of taken over that role a little bit, and it allows Rhett to get some rest and play that linebacker spot to meet him on the defensive side. So, I'm looking for Mason Gatchell. And Mason's kind of been our guy that we've talked about since he was thrust upon that starting role last year. Well, we're in year 2. We're in game 3. It's your senior year. It's homecoming week. And it is homecoming week here, which is super hard because there's so many other things going on. I mean, we got Buff Ball, and we got the Powder Puff game on Sunday, and then we got Coronation last night, right? And, you know, the tradition is to go around and toilet paper things and all that. That's great, and that's awesome. That's tradition, right? As Danny gets a picture of that. Now the horizon over there, he didn't get the sunset, but he's got the horizon, folks, and the crops are still in the fields. The crops are still in the fields. So this is an Iowa night that hopefully for the Bombers is unforgettable.
For sure. It's
homecoming.
A beautiful homecoming night here in the Cyclone State as we're getting ready for the homecoming game.
He tossed it in there right now.
I had to point that out.
He didn't even wait till the game started, folks. And if anybody knows, Brock's an Iowa State grad. He's been a key cog up there at Iowa State in their game day productions. You might not find a bigger Iowa State fan other than the 2 guys that are spotting for us tonight with Seth Jade and Brandon Brown. These guys are Danny is outnumbered up here 3-1. I'm in the middle. I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I don't want to talk about it. But what an outstanding game last week. I mean, if you're a football fan of the state of Iowa, and depending on what side you're on, if you're an Iowa State fan, it was the greatest game you've seen in a half a decade. If you're an Iowa fan, it's no. It was good. It was a fun game. Danny, you were there, right? You were in attendance. He was there at Kinnick Stadium. But what a game for the state of Iowa, considering we don't have a pro team.
Exactly. That's what makes this rivalry so.
And you did say it right, because it is a Cyclone State.
It is a Cyclone
They got him in football. They got him in volleyball.
Soccer's this Sunday.
Soccer's this Sunday. I didn't know that. I probably won't be tuning into that one. But
I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna be watching football.
Yeah,
as well.
I'll be watching some NFL. I hope as well. But. Brock, what a beautiful,
Again, we were worried.
Cover. Yeah,
an hour and a half ago, we were worried that this was going to be one of those nights.
Kind of like
Des Moines
last
North.
year's homecoming,
yep.
Right? It was last year's homecoming. We had the tent up, and we were trying not to get struck by lightning. And oh yeah, Huxcom. Yeah, we got to give them a shout out.
We got to give a lot of people. We got a list of people to give a shout out to. As of right now, we're working on the actual network Wi-Fi for the first time in a while. We worked with Huxcom as well as
Dave McGill, right?
Dave from the Ballard actual school district. He helped us out. He was CC'd on the email, and he was the most helpful person that we could have asked for. Yeah, answered all of our questions.
Shout out to Dave McGill. Dave, if you're hopefully you're tuned in and listening, and or maybe you'll rewatch it just to make sure that our feed is good. But thank you, sir, for your efforts in this, and so far so good. But yeah, and Huxcom was a nice resource because I think that as we matriculate along in the future here, that's going to be a nice partnership for us and Huxcom and for the whole Ballard community. They've got some big things on the horizon. I was talking with some of those guys, and man alive, they've got some big things happening. To have them right here in town is it's awesome for our community. Not just
another thing that makes the Ballard community so special.
You betcha.
So we're getting ready to kick off here. I'm not going to lie, we're talking so much I didn't pay attention to.
I didn't see who won this flip
either.
Yeah,
who won the kick or who won the flip, I guess. I'm trying to see based off of who Coach Hochul's talking to.
Looks like we're probably going to receive this one because we've got, we'll see here though. Yeah, and looks like the officials giving the Creston Panthers the ball. So we'll have Vitzum and Gibson back deep. And Vitzum had one last week, and Jude's been known to do it. He had 2 last year, or he had 1 down in Creston last year?
One against Creston,
yeah.
Yep. So had 1 to open the game against Humboldt last year at home.
That's right.
Vitzum is one of 7 players in 4A to have a kick return so far this year. So the fact that there's already 7 players kind of shocks me. There's 1 or 2 with actual 2 kick returns already in just the first 2 weeks. So
looking for special teams player of the year. Those guys are.
Let's hope. Hopefully, Vitzum or Gibson can get us started well here with a good return.
Good field position is key, and the wind is, I'm trying to figure out the wind. It was kind of out of the east earlier, and maybe it's a little bit out of the northeast now, but decent boot there.
So Gibson will get the return, catches it around the 1 yard line. He's running up to the right side. He's got actually a really good lane. Get past the 40, past the 50 to the 45, down inside the 40. And what a way. We talked, this special teams is when we're able to get a good start and great field position, it's a great way for the Bomber offense to actually gain some momentum in this season.
Tackle there by number 13, Lepla, for the Panthers. But I'll tell you what a great way to start the game if you're the Bombers. Got great field position on the 45 as Gibson was knocked out of bounds. But, hey, it wouldn't shock me here to see us take a shot right away.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see what happens, but we come out here. It looks like we've just got 11 personnel, a tight end and a running back. Sean Horst down here at the bottom of the field.
Waits the snap, and we'll fake the handoff, rolling over to the left side, and a quick pass to Sean Horst, and that is a great play to open up the game for the Bombers.
Gain of 7 on the play, and looks like that was Looney on the tackle for the Panthers. So, yeah, kind of getting Mason in rhythm there. Like a nice, we see that a lot on Saturdays and Sundays, right? Get the quarterback kind of in the flow, get him a little rollout in space against the grain there for Mason, threw a dart. And you're going to see that if you notice the other route was Sidness. He kind of stopped. Look for that stop and go later on in the game. That could be something we could see for a 6.
On second down, Gatchell again looking to throw. A quick pass over to Sean Horst falls incomplete. We'll bring up a 3rd and short.
This is 4-down territory here, I got to believe, if you're the Bombers.
So 3rd and about 2 here. Opening drive, great kick return from Gibson, set up great positioning for the Bomber offense. They want to get a first down here to keep this drive alive.
11 personnel again with walk-in at tight end and Hedrick back there in the backfield.
Handoff, no fake. Gatchell will keep it and tries to roll forward for a first down. I think he might be a yard short, or I don't know if he gained anything on that play.
Looks like he maybe gained 1, if any at all, but it wasn't much.
So it brings up 4th down. 4-down territory for the Bombers.
Lucas Travis there on the tackle for the Panthers. Now big 4th down here as we're only 11. Well, we're just not even a minute into the game yet here. And here we are, 4th and 2 after a great kick return from Gibson. 2 back set here for the Bombers as we've got Hedrick and Vitsum in the game. Look for a little shake here from Vitsum.
A handoff to Vitsum. He's got a great hole, able to break a couple more tackles over to the 25 before being brought down around the 24-yard line. And a gain of 12 on 4th down for the Bombers.
Tyler Riley on the tackle there for the Panthers as we've got a Panther down on the field right now. Looks like number 91.
That's Jaden Myers.
Jaden Myers is a defensive tackle. He's a senior for the Panthers. Looks like he's getting up on his own accord, which is good to see as he walks off. The trainer kind of goes out and says, well, I was trying to help him. Looks at the white hat and says, here we go.
So first down off of that great 12-yard run from Vitsum on 4th down. Again, we mentioned Vitsum's kind of been a bit of a shocking development on the offensive end. Yeah. Again, we thought Hedrick was going to get a lot of carries, and he will get a lot of carries tonight. But Tucker's brings a different kind of feel to the run game.
He's got a little pep in his step, and I would say he's a pleasant surprise, right? I think Hedrick's kind of the hammer, and Vitsum's got good size, but he's just got some good speed, and he got a little wiggle, like we said.
So on first down, a screen pass over to Gibson. Gibson looking to break a couple tackles, able to get a decent gain before being pushed out of bounds. Good gain of 5 on first down.
Lane Travis there on the tackle for the Panthers. The Travis brothers, I think we could be saying their names quite a bit tonight, 37 and 38 in the program, so which I'm glad about because they got easy last names to say, Bear. I like that. So, again, ahead of the chains here if you're the Bombers. So you got 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. This is a good space to be for the offense. Walker's in at tight end again here, number 8.
This time they will hand it off to Hedrick, looking to get something out of nothing, able to gain, I think, about 2 yards. We'll set up a 3rd and short.
That was Schoen on the tackle there for the Panthers, number 62, Braden Schoen.
So we're getting close to the 10-minute mark already, and another 3rd down play for the Bomber offense. I don't know necessarily if this is 4-down territory, depending on the spot, obviously. This year we actually have a kicker.
Sammy the Leg Hoffman, yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but of course they want to pick up the first down as Gibson's in motion over to the right side. They will give it to him. He's got blockers, cuts it up to the 9-yard line before getting brought down, and will be a first down for the Bombers. Gain of 9 there.
It's Wallace on the tackle for the Panthers. That was Davin Wallace there, but seeing Jude Gibson getting in the flow here after the kickoff return, a little bubble screen out here to him. He got about 5 or 6, and now with the jet sweep, so getting the ball in playmakers' hands is a key.
He's listed as a receiver, but has more carries than catches on the year, which is great for Bomber offense because you're able to do a lot of things with Gibson.
Yeah, a little Debo Samuel-esque, I guess you could say, kind of that utility guy.
First and goal. Bombers looking to open up with a touchdown as Vitsum's able to fight off for a little.
Looks like that was Travis in on the tackle again. That was Lucas Travis there.
So a 2-yard gain will bring up second down and goal.
Bombers pulling those guys out there. Be looking for something on the counter attack there, Bear, as we've looked for Mason to hold it, keep it, maybe on a boot. A little tight end delay on the backside because all the flow is going that way, so we'll look for it here.
Last few plays have been on the ground for the Bomber offense. Second down, only 7 yards to the end zone.
For PK Miller up there at the top of the screen, folks, number 4.
And Gatchel will keep it, gets it up to the 2, maybe the 2, probably more around the 3-yard line. A gain of 4 will bring up third down.
It was Aiden Snodgrass on the tackle, the linebacker.
Gatchel's going to be tackled by
so now here we are, another third down, and so far so good with the Bombers. Eating some clock here after the good kickoff return. I like this for the Bombers, but we've got 2 plays, maybe 2 plays to get about 3.5 yards. So we'll see if we got it in us. This is where you rely on the big guys up front, the Lincoln Millers, the Connor Pieces, those big, the big hogs.
Close to the 8-minute mark in the first quarter. On third and goal, they tried to give it to Vitsum, but he's met right away by a swarm of Panthers.
That's Lucas Travis again on the tackle. I think that's the 3rd or 4th, maybe the 5th of the game for him here. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field.
It looks like they're going to go for it here, 4th.
We're going to go one back set as Vitsum comes off. That's Dylan Schoen coming in for the Bombers. So we'll see what Coach Crandall and Coach Howard have up their sleeve here on 4th and goal from the 3.
Not even halfway through the first quarter and already a huge play for the Bombers. As it's 4th, only 3 yards to the end zone. Gatchel waits the snap. We'll take it. A little fade route to PK Miller. He catches it for the touchdown.
PK Miller, we talked about it earlier. That's a 3-yard touchdown catch for PK, the sophomore. I've heard only good things about him in practice, Brock. And finally, he gets rewarded for all the work that he's been doing in practice. But they liked that play set. It was man-to-man, and you got a 6'4 guy out there that's athletic as all get out going against that corner. Advantage Bombers, advantage PK Miller.
First passing touchdown on the year for the Bombers. And that one goes to PK Miller, the sophomore, already making an impact on this homecoming game.
Excellent drive and an excellent play call there.
And that PAT attempt is blocked. A lot of credit goes to number 28 for
it's like Cal Barber.
Because he got right through the line on that one.
Did. So we got to sure that up middle. And that's not something we're used to. We haven't seen that since Sammy the Leg Hoffman. I don't think he's had a PAT blocked since he's come in last year in Game 3. So Sammy will fix that, get a little higher on the elevation, maybe on the kick, and sure some things up in the middle of that line. But you never want to give away points, Bear.
Yep.
So it's 6-0. But, hey, good start to the game for the Bombers if you're a Bomber fan. But, hey, Brock, while I got a moment here, I'm going to do a little read here. So we've got the boosters. We've got the stealth-level sponsorships here. We talked about them earlier, but Huxley Communications. At Huxley Communications, the only thing faster than our internet is our service. The only provider in the area offering 100% fiber optic service. You can depend on us for your home, work, and school. A partner in your community and your trusted source for the most reliable internet service. We invest heavily in the communities we serve. Year after year, we proudly support the Ballard Community School District and Ballard Athletics. A local member-owned cooperative since 1937. We're the #1 local telecommunications provider for Ballard residents and surrounding communities. Go Bombers. 1937, Bear. Huxcom's been around a while. Holy
just a little
smokes. Bit. I like that. And they're, as the crow flies, they're about a half mile away. So we sure appreciate him having him on board. And like I said, I think they got some big things coming. But I think the Bombers might have some big things coming in this one, Brock. What an excellent drive. Took some time off the clock. Converted some third downs, a fourth down, a touchdown pass, things we haven't seen.
And no penalties.
And no penalties. You nailed it right there.
And a great kick from Hoffman.
It's Xander Drake on the and that's a big-time hit. Came flying in there. Who was that? Looks like Dylan Schoen. He flew in there like a missile on that one, as Schoen did, and Drake felt it.
So a 14-yard gain on the kick return, and Tanner Ray and the Creston Panthers will come out for their first offensive drive of the night.
Just a sophomore is Ray, and he's trying to get that experience, and so he's kind of driving this car, right? He's driving this on the Autobahn. They want to play as fast as they can. Now, for a sophomore, that's a lot to consume as you get in and out of things, as we see a little bunch and we see a lot of shifts, so they do a lot of eye candy. Nothing there, though.
So actually a direct snap to Weston Trap, and a gain of about 6 on the first down play. So Weston Trap, I was warned, is someone that's going to get the ball a lot. Does have actually a passing attempt on the year. It was picked off, but Wildcat formation might be the move for them today.
Yeah, you bet. That was Gibson in there on the tackle.
And it looks like they're still in that formation.
Wildcat.
So Trap, again, will take it over to the left side. Has a nice angle, able to pick up the first down before being tackled by the Bomber defense.
Gibson again on the tackle. So Jude Gibson getting his first start at corner here tonight and getting in the action early with 2 tackles. But as you know at home, having your guys in the secondary make tackles is not the key to success on the defensive side, as the Panthers still go hurry up in this Wildcat. Little counter tray action with the keep.
And he tries to find something and able to keep going forward. I thought that was going to be a 1-yard gain, and it actually turns out to be a gain of 5 for Trap.
Vitson's going to check in. That tackle was made by, was that Skirtle? Yeah, and John McCready was in on that one. Big McCready, just a sophomore again. This sophomore defensive line for the Bombers they've held their own. They've kept us in the game for all those 10th graders that are standing up there front. So
only give up around 60 yards on the ground last week against Humboldt.
Now it looks like we've got Ray in the game here, the regular quarterback, Tanner Ray. Looks like it'll be a false start possibly on the Panthers.
So that will bring it back 5 yards. Probably 2nd and 10 pretty much.
2nd and 10, Ray in the shotgun here, and they like to kind of spread you out. Like, again, they like to run a lot of formations, same personnel, so you can't sub. That's the thing that makes Creston dangerous on the end. We're early again, as that's Drake who takes off too early.
That will move them back 5 more yards.
You know, and that's one of those things as a coach it'll drive you crazy, because as a wide receiver, you're down in there looking down the line at the ball. So you shouldn't jump, but he got a little antsy. He thought he had a good route. They like to run a little smash route, a little out and up on some more corners. So as we've got shown just one on the roof, as Gibson's down here on an island, it looks like this is Eiley out here as well as they motion him, and Walker goes with him.
So Ray looking to throw a little screen pass, caught by Dryden, and it'll be a short gain, only a gain of 3, so 3rd down and about 12 to go for the Panthers.
Hedrick in there on the tackle as Rhett kind of read that one like a book. Little Seminole action is like we like to call it. It's like Bart Burka was in there too, Cole Burka, the other sophomore. So D lineman again, this young crew. Getting a lot of quality snaps as Creston goes with the muddle huddle, the no huddle.
3rd down and long. It looks like Wacom is going to bring pressure off the left side as they roll to the left, or correction, the right side. And it was completed and brought down right away by Rhett Hedrick.
Hedrick again, for that looked like almost no gain there, maybe a gain of just 1. But now it's 4th down. Going to punt it back here. And again, with Vitson and Gibson back here, you got to be careful.
Pick your poison.
Pick your poison. Yeah, I took the words out of my mouth. You bet. Like, I've been impressed, and again, I'll touch on it, but here, our defensive linemen as sophomores, they've really held their own.
It's a tough task.
It is, and you don't get a lot of credit for it, right? You don't get in the stat sheet. You don't get your name announced a lot. You just got to do the dirty work, and they've bought in. And those 3 kids, man, they played their tails off
Going from freshman ball to varsity is really rough. As a rough snap on that punt, and Trapp is going to look to pick up the first down, and he actually does. What a play by Weston Trapp, the sophomore. No, correction, the senior, able to recover that bobbled snap on the 4th down and pick up the first down for the Panthers.
And I'll tell you what, Dylan Schoen had him in the crosshairs and didn't break down on the tackle, and Trapp just kind of gave him a little stiff arm, and bam, first down. So it was 4th and 13. Now it's first down Panthers, as the Bombers were due to receive that one back on offense. And, oh, man, it takes one out of the sails. On for the defense. Stand back up again here and get a stop.
And a handoff to Trapp. He's got a huge hole, but it closed quickly by the Bomber secondary.
Walker, and it looked like Vitsum in there on the tackle, or actually Schoen. It was Walker Schoen. I'll tell you what, Trapp runs hard. There is no doubt about this kid. He knows what it takes. He was at the Unidome last year on that good team, and he got some snaps. So he's going to be the workhorse, it looks like, for the Panthers as they motion him out here now.
So Ray will look to throw on 2nd down, looking to go deep. He has a man beat. The pass is bobbled, and it falls incomplete. Huge break for the Bomber defense, because that was going to be 6.
100%. And Coach Hochul and Coach V are coaching him up. Just what we talked about pregame is playing tricks with your eyes. Stay disciplined, stay fundamental. Jude got caught looking in on that Seminoles, a little stop and go. The pumped on the Seminole screen took him over the top. He may have got a piece of it. Jude's fast as all get out, but you still got to play fundamental football, my friend.
So on 3rd down, they'll go back to that Wildcat formation, able to pick up the first down from Trapp, gain of 5.
Hedrick again on the tackle there for the Bombers. That's his 3rd of the game so far for Rep. But this Bomber defense has been on the field for just a little too long right now, as we had him off. And that bobbled snap worked out great for the Panthers, as now they go tempo again, and they're in Wildcat.
So Trapp will wait, and again will run over to the left side following his blockers, able to spin and make a good move to pick up 9 yards on first down.
Couldn't see who that was. Looked like that was Caden Anderson maybe in there on the tackle for the Bombers, number 9. He runs hard, and they're just getting enough push on our guys up front. So these sophomore D linemen got to stand up right now.
So 2nd and short.
Creston likes this formation. It's working for him. Why go away?
And again, another direct snap to Trapp. He's got a wide open lane to the right side.
Yes,
he might be gone inside the 10, has one man to beat, and there is Chase Eiley with the stop. Gain of 32, able to pick up the first down.
Big gain on that one there. This Wildcat formation is giving the Bombers fits right now up front. They're beating us at the point of attack. It was another one of our points pregame was line of scrimmage, and right now Creston is winning the line of scrimmage on the run game, most definitely, as they're back in Wildcat with Trapp.
Trapp will take it up the middle into the end zone for the Panther touchdown.
Well, he didn't get touched until he was at the goal line there. This Panther offensive line is doing their job so far. But again, Bombers had him 4th and 13 in punt formation, bobbled the snap, and Trapp did what he's done so far all game, and that is just run the football hard and downhill. Extra point pending here, but tough one for the Bombers in the first quarter as we had them on the ropes, up 6-0 with a great drive, and it's like we're going to be off sides here on the Bombers. We'll see what they want to do.
Want to go for, well, I guess 1 point takes the lead in this situation.
Looks like they are going to go for 2.
So here we go. 2-point conversion, it looks like now for the Panthers.
From the 1, and you know they're going to go Wildcat here with Trapp in the backfield, as it has worked so far so good for the Panthers.
Looking to take a 2-point lead here with 2:46 left in the first quarter. As Trapp awaits the snap. A huge possession for the Panthers. Trapp basically carried them the whole way on the ground as he tries to cap it off with a 2-point conversion.
There, he was met by Walker. It was Jackson Walker. It looked like McGrady, and then who else was in there? Red Hedrick. So we'll tie it up at 6. Surprised they did that a little bit, considering in the Wildcat you're going out of that shotgun, right? So you're not underneath center. You're not kind of trying to do the tush push, anything like that. But Bombers defense stands on the conversion. It's tied at 6. So
in 6 days.
Want to give
All things considered. Go ahead.
Want to give a shout out to Flight Bar and Grill for being our presenting sponsor. They have their Oktoberfest event kind of going on. I think our executive producer was trying some of their food earlier this week, said it was pretty good.
Yeah, and don't ask me how to say the names of those things.
I'm not going to even try
it's
as
the
well.
schnitzel. It's the schnitzel, Bear. You had the schnitzel?
I have not.
Danny had the schnitzel.
And it was.
He didn't have the schnitzel. I'm just going to keep saying schnitzel. I feel like that's a great word, and schnitzel. Did you forget your schnitzel? I don't know. I don't understand. Anyway, back to the game. No more Oktoberfest talk, okay? We can't, but we do.
Yeah, we want to give a thing.
We do
Flight
love
Bar and Grill.
Flight Bar and Grill. I was there today. I just went with the chicken bacon ranch wrap and the traditional sweet potato fries. Yeah, can't go wrong. I kind of stick with what I knew because I knew I'd be up here tonight. I didn't want you guys to suffer. I didn't do the schnitzel, Danny. No schnitzel. But I may try it here in the next 6 to 7 weeks through October, so we'll see what we can do. But Bombers set to receive this kickoff as the Panthers take it from the right hash. I believe they were on the left hash when they did the opening kickoff. You do get the preference, so it looks like we're trying to directional kick it here to shrink the field.
The kick goes away.
Flores.
And Vitzum will get this. Remember, he had a touchdown last week on a kick return.
He's got a seam
Looking
here,
to repeat
He's got
here.
A seam, Bear.
He's got one man to beat. Past
got
the
a
40,
seam.
inside the 30, inside the 20, to the 10. Can he make it? He does.
He's in the end zone.
He's got to be
He's in the end zone, Bear. That's got to be a touchdown.
Touchdown Bombers. Tucker Vitzum, 44
like
yards.
83 yards. It looked
83.
like that.
Sorry about that.
83 yards on the
my
carry,
good
on the
Lord.
return. Right on cue, Tucker Vitzum, second kickoff return of the season for the Bombers. Wow, who was that? That was 24 that almost had him. Davin Wallace, the sophomore, almost ran him down, but Vitzum with the stiff arm to fend him off. Touchdown, Bombers. Wow, that thing opened up like the Red Sea there, Bear. Holy smokes. And it kind of looked like it with the Bombers in all red tonight. He parted it. He looked like Moses out there with the football.
Tucker Vitzum now one of 3 Class 4A players to have 2 kick returns on the season.
Sammy the Leg Hoffman had the first one blocked.
This one.
And that one is no good. It looks like we're going to have a penalty, though. Sammy's kicking that thing a little lower than we've seen him so far. He needs to just pop that baby up there.
Creston, the Bombers go for it?
The Bombers could go for 2. It looks like it is going to be. Looks like we're calling for heavy formation here. Sean Horst. Waka's going down the line.
So a huge turn of events here after Creston was able to have a great possession from Weston Trapp. No offensive possession for the Bombers. It was actually a kick return from Tucker Vitzum for 83 yards. Second straight week for him to get a kick return. And now a flag on the PAT attempt, so the Bombers now will try to go for 2.
It's like there's a discussion here from the officials. They have moved the ball up to the 1. Well, they haven't yet, technically. It's right there. We'll see what the official calls.
On the defense, number 28. Half the distance to the goal. Replay of the try.
I don't want to say anything here, Brock, but I'm going to. That may be why the first one was blocked as far as messing with that snapper. You can't touch him. So here we go. 2-point conversion. Hedrick in the backfield next there to Gatchel.
Bombers looking to take a 14-6 lead with a conversion here on this 2-point try after the penalty on the PAT attempt. So here we go. And a flag on the snap.
We're going to have a procedure penalty on the Bombers is what I'm guessing. Somebody moved. Now we're going to go back to the PAT.
Dead ball. False start. Number 63, offense.
63 there. Shout out to Dave McGill. Dave's following it home. So, Dave, thanks for tuning in. He gave us an update on our feed, our Wi-Fi. And, man, that guy's smart. Whew. I'll tell you what, he knows what he's talking about. Some of the stuff he just wrote in that email, I got nothing for you, Dave, but thank you for tuning in, man, and keeping us up to snuff on this stuff. So now we got PAT. So we PAT, no. 2-point conversion, no. Back to PAT.
Interesting start to the game.
Very interesting start. Takes me back to my 9-man football days with all this stuff that's going on. It's just kind of wild.
So here's the PAT kick from Hoffman. It looks to be
thing
good,
of beauty.
and it is. 13-6.
Sammy the Leg Hoffman. That's his QR code up there, folks. It's kind of just maternal awareness, premature births. So if you feel complied, you can donate to his cause. It's kind of Kicks for Kids. He's got about $540 that's been donated so far. He's got a goal of around $2,000. We're right in there. So Sammy the Leg Hoffman, the sophomore, the soccer player, the guy that we picked him up in the hallways last year.
Such a cool
If
story.
you're not sure who he is, he's got the bright orange shoes on. I almost feel like he feels better from farther back than close. So that's a good thing for the Bombers, but the Bombers take that 13-6 lead, so now it's up to 7 again, which makes it good. The Bomber defense probably could have used a little longer break, so it may be a blessing as far as having the penalties and keeping them off the field, because that kick return was bada bing, bada boom, and here we are. So we got to get rectified on this Wildcats yet.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, you watch it on TV and you're like, well, they're doing the same thing every time, but it's harder than people think to stop that kind of formation.
And Trapp's got it figured out because he just kind of pauses a little bit, lets his blockers do their thing, and reads it. And tough thing to stop. And the thing is and it's a little bit demoralizing for the defensive side because you know what's coming. They're probably not going to throw it, but you know what's coming, and then you just can't really get it stopped. So. And Danny's getting a picture of that horizon over there. That is straight out of the Lion King, folks. I'm telling you right now. Holy smokes.
That's amazing. That's my bad. I cut you.
That's
on that
the
one.
Leg Hoffman there. He kicks it a little short, but good coverage kick here.
And are they going to return one?
Drake.
That's Drake able to cut a couple more people off as he gets close to the 50. There is a flag. The ball is loose. They call it dead.
Call him down.
That would have been trap again if it was a fumble.
Absolutely. And Sammy the Leg Hoffman's getting roughed up out here by 26. That was Jackson Pettigrew out there that was roughing Sammy up. Who was on the tackle there? That looks like Waka was in on the tackle. We've got a penalty marker on the field, so we'll see what this is about. Welcome to football, Sammy Hoffman. He was getting blocked down the field here, which is not what the kickers used to see.
Just a weird start tonight. It's been an entertaining start at least.
Yes, it has. It has been an entertaining start as there was a penalty on 37 there, Travis, for the Panthers.
So from your experiences, you've had coaching experience and you've played football. How do you stop a Wildcat formation?
Here's the thing. From when we're running our three-man front, right, we're probably going to see a little bit more run blitzing as far as we're playing man-to-man on the outsides. It looks like Ray's back in the game, but to me, we're going to run blitz that and just try to clog it up and then break down and tackle because Trap's really good at bouncing it outside, making it happen. But we kind of almost want to force a pile and force them in to this more scene because this is what we rep more in the week, I got to believe.
So Trap still will get the handoff on first down, and, man, he is just shifty guy, able to pick up 3, actually 4 on first down.
Looks like that was Waka again on the tackle for the Bombers. We're going to say Waka's name and Hedrick's name a lot.
What a game from Waka last week. 3 sacks.
Man. And the pick, he had the pick, and he stripped the ball late in the game. We couldn't recover the fumble, but that was him. I mean, I'll tell you what, he's an outstanding player, and he should be on some big-time college radars. I don't know if he is yet, but he will be. They send motion. We're in man-to-man.
And on first down, they'll throw it, and that's Drake able to cut 3 people and still make a move close to the first down line. I think he's going to be 2 yards short, but Drake, what a move from Drake.
Again, yeah, shifty there is Drake.
Especially a gain of 3.
Xander Drake, that was an impressive 3-yard gain as we had him bottled up. It was good pursuit there from the Bombers, but we whiffed on a couple. Luster was out there in good position, just couldn't break down and make the tackle. That's the thing, right? Disciplined, fundamental football. Break down, drop your hips,
here comes
and
the
make
Wildcat.
the tackle.
They'll give it to Trap, and he's able to almost break free. Would have been gone if he beat that last man.
Maybe Anderson there that tripped him up. Caden Anderson, number 9. Boy, it's a good thing. This Wildcat is giving us fits right now.
So first down for the Panthers. We're under a minute left in the first quarter. Very entertaining first quarter of play. 13-6 your score in favor of the Bombers. So Ray back out there, waits the snap.
Little motion, little eye candy, and the quarterback keeper.
So he will, and he's met immediately by the Bomber defense.
Luster right there on the tackle, number 6. Luster, again, just what we talked about. Broke down, dropped his hips, brought his hips, kept his head up, and made the tackle.
So it is a gain of 1. Brings up 2nd down and 9 with 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Ray with Trap to the right of him will hand it off to him. Over to the left side, he tries to spin off Waka and does. Cuts up close to the 49, gets stopped officially at the 48-yard line. Gain of 6, and that will do it for the first quarter of play. Very entertaining first quarter here in Huxley, Iowa. Your Bombers lead at 13-6.
Yes, it really was. It's kind of a chess match right now. So it's going to be interesting because this Wildcat is giving us fits. Bottom line, it's giving us fits, and they're putting Ray back in there at quarterback just to give a different look. But Weston Trapp is their guy. I believe it's Trapp. He is their guy, and they are going to. He's kind of the bell cow, right? Like that's what he's going to take the carries. He picked up the bad snap on the punt, gets the first down. The Bombers have to figure out, and I think Coach V's got him out there right now, maybe even on the board trying to figure it out. He broke a tackle from Waka. How often have you seen that this year, Bear? Hardly at all.
Never.
You know, so he is a really good player, but the Bombers got to stay ahead of the chain. So right now it's about 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5.5. We get a tackle for loss here. We could see a punt. But if we see a 3-yard gain out of the Wildcat, they're going for it, right? They know they've got to score points because I think the Bomber special teams and the Bomber offense has a lot of confidence right now, which is great for us. But real quick, while we got a moment here, Bear, I'm going to read Chick-fil-A of Ames is one of those stealth-level sponsors for the Boosters. Chick-fil-A Ames is proud to partner with the Ballard Bombers. Join Chick-fil-A in cheering on Ballard this season. Let's go Bombers. Ryan and Tari Thompson, the owners there, they live here in town, and they are great people. They do a ton of things for us. When we do a Pack the Gym night, there's Chick-fil-A sandwiches. The Booster Club is a huge part of that, so they work hand in hand together, and we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the Booster Club and everything they do, not only for the Bomber athletic programs, but for us as the Ballard Network. Those folks over there, and we're developing even a stronger partnership as we continue on in this journey, which is pretty great. So it's like executive producer Dan Inksler's waving at some people, so he is a celebrity.
Coach Tom Shelton's getting honored here for his service here for all of Ballard Athletics, Ballard Little League Baseball and Ballard High School Baseball.
Very cool. He's well deserving of that honor. Tom Shelton.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
You betcha. Stand-up individual and donates a lot of his time, like you said, to the baseball program. It's guys like him that make programs like that in our towns work.
So starting the second quarter of play, Bombers do lead at 13-6.
But we got some bugs out here tonight.
I know.
What are these bugs? I don't know what they are. They're attacking us. I don't know.
But 3rd and 4, though, for the Panthers. Bombers can get a stop here. It would be huge. Ray looking to pass. And it's almost intercepted by Hedrick.
That was Hedrick
Great
right there. Red
defense.
almost had it. Now it's a little short gain there. I don't know what it was. Maybe a gain of 2, maybe 1. Looks like our guy over here is giving us the 1 signal. It looks like it should be 4-down territory. We'll be interested to see what they go with as Ray stays on the field for the Panthers. If you're the Bombers, watch the football here. Watch the ball if you're the Bombers. Do not jump, fellas.
Clock rolling.
We may
4th
take the
down.
play clock down here, but watch the ball. He's in deep shotgun.
They'll take it, so they will punt it away. And it will bounce around the 25, now inside the 10, and it will be stopped around the 4-yard line.
Great bounce there. A little quick kick action from the Panthers. Well done. Solid punt. Bear, when I played in college, we were not very good at Dakota Wesleyan University. True story. Our quarterback led the nation in punting for 2 straight weeks in NAIA football because the quick kick was the way to go, and sometimes we would do it on 3rd down.
Do it on 3rd down?
Punting is winning. Spoken like a true Iowa Hawkeye fan there, Dan Inksler, folks. Punting is winning.
He must be a Chicago Bears fan, too.
He is a Bears fan now. He's got his Torrey Taylor jersey on order, I think. We'll probably see it on Sunday. Bombers
This is a great opportunity to have a long
96-yard drive here. We could eat the clock. 11:17. Let's make note of that, folks. 11:17 on the clock if I think the Bombers have it in them.
So Vitzum gets it over to the left side, and he was met quickly after trying to make a couple moves. Gains 2 yards, though.
That was Snodgrass again on the tackle. Almost close to a horse collar there, it looked like. It was very close, but I think Snodgrass got his hand down just enough. And
he talks about that kick return not really giving our defense a time to have a break or a breather. This is a great opportunity to give a defense that, after getting a great stop, deserves a breather.
I hate to bring up the pass, but we need a UND drive against the Cyclones in that first week, about 23 plays, right? That would eat the clock, give some rest, and demoralize the defense.
And again, they give it to Vitzum. He's met right away, able to push forward, though. A gain of 3 brings up 3rd down.
Travis again on the tackle for the Panthers, 37.
So a quick 3rd down.
Gatchel goes over to the sideline, gets the play call in there from Coach Howard. Vitzum has to come off as his helmet came off, so hopefully we've got a sub in or someone ready.
They might actually end up taking a timeout.
I think we are going to take a timeout. We're going to let the play clock run down. Well, we reset the play clock there, it looks like to me. Now we reset it again.
Okay.
The play clock has been reset again, so we're not sure what's going on as the game clock continues to tick. The play clock was reset and stopped at 25.
I've never seen this before.
Neither have I, but this is benefiting the Bombers. The game clock is stopped. The play clock is running. Folks, I'm not making this up as I'm trying to narrate for you.
I have no idea what is going on. Yeah. So the play clock is now stopped. The game clock is stopped. The play clock is going down. 5 seconds. 3. Here comes a timeout for the Bombers.
I think it's a wash in the end, Bear. I think that they got it right. There's 9:42 on the clock. 11:17 when the drive started. Big 3rd down here coming up for the Bombers, as I think they wanted to maybe get the timeout so they could get Vitzum back on the field when his helmet came off. You have to come off the field for at least one play if your helmet does come off.
Hey, since it's homecoming night for those watching, if you're a Ballard graduate, feel free to leave a comment of what year you graduated from Ballard. We're, love supporting Ballard alumni. Our community, is stronger than ever. Every year we get a new class of alumni, and I love this community so much. So feel free to comment what year you graduated from Ballard if you're watching here on this homecoming night.
Yeah, shoot us a text. I know the Fraser brothers are down there. There's some alumni down there in Arizona. They're tuned in. I think my buddy Nels Nord's probably tuned in over at probably down there in the Hawkeye dungeon. I've been over to Nels' house, going to his basement. It's like Hawkeye heaven down there, Barry. You might go up and smoke. You would melt if you were down there. You would burn, but it's a cool place. But those are all Ballard alums, right? And pretty proud alumni base here, and which is kind of fun to be a part of. I'm not from the community, but kind of made myself a home here.
We've adopted you.
Yes, and I'm glad to be a part of it. It's a special place. I know that.
3rd down, 4 to go. Bombers need to pick up this 1st down to keep the momentum going on their side.
Looks like that's Hedrick in the backfield as spread it out. Sean Horse is up top. PK Miller on the bottom.
And a fake the handoff, running over to the right side. Quick pass caught by Waka, picks up the 1st down. And a great 3rd down play from the Bomber offense.
Excellent play there. That was Hoyt on the tackle for the Panthers, but an excellent play call as the Bombers go hurry up right here. Got them on their heels, so keep the same personnel in as Gatchel's communicating the play. This is something we talked about this week, is having 2 play calls ready to go. Nice catch from Waka there.
This time they'll hand it off to Hedrick. He's met quickly by the Panther defensive line. Able to get back to the line, though. So no gain, but it could have been way worse.
Mickelson there on the tackle, number 90.
And you can see it again. The Bombers quickly getting in formation. You see Gatchel making hand signals, and this is a look we haven't seen a lot from this Bomber offense.
We have not. Giving Mason the keys of the car here a little bit. He's got to make good decisions and good throws, as Dylan Schoen had that one right in the breadbasket, looked up the field and dropped it, but would have been a nice little 5 or 6 yard gain to get us ahead of the chains again. Bombers don't want to be behind the chains, and anything 3rd and 5 or longer is behind the chains, and we're 3rd and 9 here, Bear.
So here we go again, another 3rd down for the Bombers. Done well so far tonight, picking up those conversions. But most of them have actually been 3rd and short, not really this long. This time it's 3rd and 9.
Look for Gatchel to roll out here to the field side, and also check out Waka here at tight end number 8 down this seam as he got 38 over the top of him. They bring Schoen in motion.
Delayed handoff to Vitzum, and he is swarmed and brought down behind the line. The big loss.
There's Lucas Travis again on the tackle, and offensive linemen are kind of looking at each other like, what happened? We've got to get that shored up in a hurry, because right now our run game is somewhat non-existent, and that's a key to the game is the line of scrimmage play on both sides, on the defensive and offensive line, and so far the Panthers have dominated that.
Big loss on 3rd down. We'll bring up 4th. Gatchel out to punt.
Not indicative of the score as the Bombers lead, but Gatchel with a big boot there.
It's caught around the 48-yard line by
that's Xander Drake.
And he's got moves like nothing else as he gets close to the 25 yard line.
In the words of Adam Levine in Maroon 5, he's got moves like Jagger out there. But it's moves like Xander, and that is a flipping the field on the Bombers as the Panthers. Jackson Schaefer on the tackle, but big field position here for the Panthers. Looks like it's going to be Ray will come out at quarterback. Yeah, he's got to make sure we know where Trapp's at. He's out here in the slot, number 1.
So 13-6 is the score. 7:49 left in the first half. But the Panthers are knocking on the door again. As Trapp goes in motion, they'll give it directly to him. He's going to look to throw. He has a pass earlier in this season. This one also incomplete. Could have been a huge play for the Panthers. Another break for the Bomber defense.
Yes, it is, Baron. You could probably hear me at home. Take a deep breath into the microphone, folks, because that's, again, what we talked about is that eye candy stuff is playing tricks with your eyes to make it look one way and do something else. So it's smoke and mirrors. Well executed other than the throw there from Trapp. And now we're back into Wildcat.
And he was met quickly, brought down by Waka.
That's Waka there again. And that's kind of how you stop the Wildcat, right? Like, hey, Jackson Waka, go make a play, man. Like, that's what you do. But now 3rd and long, but it could be, not sure on the Panthers kicker, but probably 4-down territory here for Creston.
It's one of those situations, both teams looking for their first win on the year, that you kind of just throw the normal stuff out of the playbook.
You bet.
So they'll give it to Trapp again, and there's Waka able to break another Waka tackle.
It's like Waka was trying to go for the strip. He just needs to wrap up, make the tackle for no gain or a loss, and
so
it's
gain
4th
of 4.
and 9. It's like that was Luster on the tackle there, number 6 for the Bombers. So that would have been a huge tackle at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack for Waka. You don't see Jackson. That's twice tonight now. We've seen him kind of slip through. This is Trapp again. Watch the ball if you're the Bombers. Oh, the hard count is Trapp.
13 seconds on the play clock. As the game clock gets close to 6:30, Trapp bounces over to the right side, and there's the Bomber defense. He dives for the first down. We'll see where the spot is.
He's just short as he was knocked out of bounds, and he is short. That was Eiley out there, and Luster. A little 3 and 6 out there. Not quite the 3-6 Mafia, but close. We'll call him out there. How about that for a reference,
That's
Bear?
a heck of a reference.
That'll take you back a little bit, but that was Eiley and Luster out there on the outside making that play. Big 4th down stop. 6:25 to go. Bombers in decent shape here, and a solid job by the defense there as they had great field position after that punt return from Drake.
Bombers take over on downs. 13-6 is the score. They still lead it here in Rich Strauss Field on this beautiful homecoming game night in Huxley, Iowa. First down. Gatchel waits the snap. And they will pitch it over to Gibson as he runs to the right side. He's got a blocker, cuts left.
The field, Jude.
Keeps cutting over to the 35-yard line. First down and more for the Bombers. Gain of 21.
Snodgrass there on the tackle for the Panthers. But again, Jude Gibson with the carry there as opposed to the reception. Again, I'll tell you what, that was 54 out there. That was Connor Pesey that came around that side, and he was out there hunting somebody down, had a decent block, sprung Gibson for a nice gain. But again, solid play call and great execution there for the Bombers.
So on first down, after the 20-plus yard gain from Gibson, the Bombers will continue as they throw it this time to Sidness. Sidness looking to break a tackle over to the left side and does.
He does.
Gains 8 yards on first down.
He was down with the Sidness there as that was Lucas Travis again on the tackle. Sidness with a little shiftiness in there. Sidness has got that look about him, right? Like he looks like that slot receiver, like a Wes Welker type,
Yep.
you know. I would go way back to Wayne Crabette, just kind of shifty back in there. Brownie's laughing at me. Wayne Crabette. That guy played in like the 90s. It tells you how old I am.
I didn't know they threw back then.
Okay, easy, Bear. Easy. The shots are fired early and often. I like it. Bombers ahead of the chains here. Second and short. Look for something down the field. Like Creston's in man-to-man.
A quick timeout call by the Bomber offense. I think they saw something that wasn't exactly what they wanted.
I think they saw something either they didn't want or something that they really like, because if you saw that formation, so we were basically doubles and we were stacking them, and there was no safety help on the top. So that tells me we're in man-to-man, because I don't think they can bail fast enough to get into quarters. They can roll it to thirds, but if that's man-to-man over the top and you pump and go, you got to make one throw if you're Mason Gatchel. And I'll tell you what, you put another tutty on the touchdown here on the board, and you go up 20-6. You're cooking with something there. But it'd be interesting to see. It was either something they didn't like or something they liked, that they say, hey, if we see this, or we might be getting 2 plays in the huddle again. Which I like that aggressiveness from the offensive staff here. You know, give our guys a little bit of freedom and say, hey, if it's second and 2. We don't get it. We know what our third down play is. So it kind of puts the defense on their heels.
The Bombers they don't normally go for deep passes. Usually about 4 to 5 times a game, they'll let Gatchel kind of sling one deep. This might be a great opportunity to do it here on second and short.
We're going to see it. We've got a big cushion here for Sidness down here in the slot. See if P.K. Miller runs him off.
So in motion is showing. Here's the snap, play action. Gatchel looking to fire a deep pass to Schoen. It's caught at the 40-yard line as he gets to the 32-yard line.
Really well done. The tackle was made by Davin Wallace. We got the yardage here on that one, and it's a big gain.
Gain of 30.
Gain of 30, and Schoen, notice how Schoen looked that one all the way in before he got his shoulders up the field. But Schoen came in motion. They saw something there they liked. That was a zone beater. They brought him all the way across the formation. So he was on the left side, brought him all the way back, and Mason found him across the right hash. Nice job by the O-line, giving protection for Gatchel there.
First down with the clock running. A little handoff to Gibson over to the left side. Great blocking, able to get about 4 yards on first down, maybe only 3.
Was Cal Barber on the play there.
So second down. A great opportunity for the Bombers to, again, get some more points on the scoreboard, but also trim that clock.
Yeah, run the clock here. Now you're in your 4-minute offense, essentially. So you want 4 minutes, you want to run your best plays and give them as minimal as time on the clock as possible. This is something that every team throughout America works on, is your 4-minute O. They've got some timeouts left, but we've got the Panthers on their heels.
Gatchel looking to throw on second down. That was swatted.
That's a good play there by 28 for the Panthers. That's Barber again. Cal Barber's all over the field. I don't know what Cal's plans are after high school, but I would assume that he could be a barber because he's always been one his whole life. So,
well said.
You're welcome, Bear. Write that one down. My kids will be happy about that one. They'll roll their eyes. I could already feel the eye roll happening right there.
3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 here. Now, we just talked about how things have been rolling here for the Bombers. I think we're 4-down territory, Bear.
I think so. Gatchel will roll out to the right side. He's going to look for Gibson. There he has him, able to get by a couple defenders, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Jude Gibson with the touchdown.
3 things on that play. Outstanding pass by Gatchel. Nice catch and shift up the field, but the block down the field from P.K. Miller to get that defensive back out of there was a thing of beauty. He blocked him through the end zone. Gibson went in untouched, Bear. That's that basketball connection. Gibson and Miller working together, but what a dime by Gatchel right there. And Jude, being an athlete, man, in space. Great play call again from Coach Crandall and that offensive staff. I like what I'm seeing right now, Brock.
So Hoffman out for the PAT attempt. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So a 31-yard passing touchdown for the Bombers, and they're up 20-6.
See that QR code, folks. If you feel compelled, that's Sammy the Leg Hoffman's QR code. A little donation he's trying to get together just to trying to figure out with maternal motherhood and premature birth. So that's a charity that Sammy kind of feels near and dear to. So if you feel compelled, go ahead and snap that QR code. Trying to raise little kicks for kids. But wow, what a nice play. We have gotten the ball in our playmakers' hands, and that's been, obviously Vitsum's been a stalwart all year, but we've seen Schoen with a couple of touches. We've seen Gibson with about 4 or 5 already, and getting him in space. And our O-line's done a nice job on pass protection tonight. The run game hasn't been great, but the pass protection has been there, and Gatchel's thrown some really nice balls. So I love what I'm seeing.
So we got 3:48 left in the first half. The Bombers with all the momentum here. 20-6 is the score. Creston, though, looking to get something here before the end of the half. Bombers, though, also looking to either get a stop or maybe even force a turnover on this possession.
Yeah, you bet. One timeout left, 3:48. Starts here, though, with this kick coverage as Xander Drake has been really good with the ball in his hand, but Sammy the Leg with a big boot there.
Bounces at the 1, so Drake has to take it on the return. He's met quickly, able to cut for a couple extra yardage.
That's a squadron of Bombers there on the tackle. We'll just call them a squadron. We don't want to say gaggle. We don't want to say anything. We'll call them a squadron, but it looked like that was Jack Blukar, 38, comes flying in there on the kick coverage. It's a neighbor kid down the road a little bit, so good to see Plukar getting some action in there, just a sophomore.
You can see an extra pep in the step of this Bomber team in this game, and of course that helps when you're winning on the scoreboard, but
right.
It's just a different feel from the first 2 weeks.
I agree. We're offensively, we've got a little bit of rhythm, right? I feel like we're just playing more in sync. A little Justin Timberlake reference for you. And we are all over the board right now with bands and music, but we'll keep that theme going. Looks like false start, a little bit.
5 yards back will be 1st and 15.
A fairly large penalty there, Bear, because if you're talking about field possession for the Bombers, if we can get a stop, we've got one timeout, but boy, now I can't believe we're not seeing, I'm surprised we're not seeing Wildcat right here from Creston.
So instead, they'll actually bring out their quarterback, Ray. The sophomore will hand it off to Drake as he's able to get those penalty yardage back and then some on first down.
That's that eye candy stuff we talked about. They motioned their tight end across, got him set, and brought Drake again on the jet sweep. Just well-executed stuff right there from Creston.
So a gain of 10 on first down and brings up 2nd down and 5.
Eiley was in on that tackle. Chase Eiley, number 3. We said his name a few times tonight. He had that big 4th down stop over there with Luster. It's 5 in motion.
So a handoff to Trapp up the middle. Able to pick up a gain of about 4. Will bring up 3rd down and very short.
Shown on the tackle there as he runs the alley in that safety spot. 3rd and short, big 3rd down here for the Bombers. If we can somehow get a TFL tackle for loss. Not to be confused with TRL, Total Request Live, as it looks like it could be a penalty, maybe an illegal shift here on the Panthers.
So 5 yards back. 3rd and 6 now. And
it's a big penalty there again, Bear.
Another penalty for this Panther offense. Results in another 3rd and about medium.
You're in with a medium there. I would say like a 3rd medium, not quite a schmedium, We're not to the short side of it, we're the long side of it. I like that.
Ray looking to throw. Here comes Waka. Got it away just in time, and it was picked off.
Was that picked off?
It was picked off.
Was that picked off? Was that 67?
Caleb Burka with
That's
the
Burka.
INT. That's one of the sophomores.
That's one of the sophomores. That's Burka, and Red Hedrick read that thing like a book. But that's Burka, and look at those guys just loving him up, giving the big man some love. But Waka had Ray in his crosshairs, and Ray had to throw that one fast. We sniffed that screen out.
There's something special about a defensive lineman getting an interception.
Big guys with hands, man. You got to like it. 67. Burka, the sophomore, homecoming night. Big play from him. Coach V's pretty excited on the sideline. He liked that. Coach Van Wynden moved too. That's Coach Wood down there, the new guy, loving those guys up. You got to give them some stuff, man.
See if the Bombers can put more points on the scoreboard before the half. Gatchel looking to throw after the INT. He gives it to Hedrick. Hedrick over to the right side, inside the 10, to the 5, and pushes his way closer before getting knocked out of bounds.
Brock, I love that play so much, but I love that play. It was Wallace on the tackle with the Panthers, so there's multiple reasons. I love the call again. Hedrick in space, but our wide receivers are blocking their tails off down the field. We saw P.K. Miller catch the fade in the end zone for a touchdown. I'm going to tell you right now, that's the third best play he's made in this game, because the two blocks that I've seen on these last two possessions have been out of this world, man. Antoine Randall, coach for the Lions, would love seeing that, because I'm telling you, our guys down the field are blocking, and that's why our guys are untouched down there. Outstanding job by the Bombers.
First and goal, getting close to the 2-minute mark. Bombers knocking on the end zone door again as Vitsum will take it to the end zone for his second touchdown of the night.
Those guys up front, the offensive linemen are cooking with gas now. Lincoln Miller and the boys, and PC. 52 out there. I can't get his name right now, but that's Sparks, Carter Sparks, young Sparks. Guys are feeling the flow, man. They are doing something with it. You called it, Bear. Another touchdown. It was 3:48 when Creston took over on that drive. 2:15 on the clock now, so points on the board, points on the board. The offense is cooking.
Hoffman out for the PAT attempt after the 5-yard rushing touchdown from Vitsum. As that kick goes in, the score is 27-6 in favor of your Ballard Bombers.
Bear, I'm telling you, the QR code's up on the screen again. And folks, if you feel compelled, Sammy Hoffman, you talk about a little pep in his step. He's jawing with some guys out there. He's feeling like football's all about. They're kind of giving him a hard time. They've been blocking him on every kickoff. Feel compelled to donate if you want to, folks. But Sammy got a little fire in his belly here, which I love. The guy last year didn't even know how to put his shirt on his pads correctly. And now he's out here talking a little smack, kicking PATs, driving the ball deep on kickoffs. A little swagger right now for the Bombers, Bear. A little swagger as we lead 27-6 in this one. And
that last drive was set up by an interception from Cole Burka, but it was also deflected by, I think you said
Hedrick in there. He sniffed out that screen pass again. It's the second time. He almost had one picked earlier. He made the tackle on it, but he got enough hands on it to tip it.
And you also have to give credit for Waka on the pressure, because the quarterback had to get rid of the ball or he was going to get brought down. So great all-around play from the Bomber defense.
Guys playing their roles, right? And we've seen it. We've dodged a couple bullets out here tonight. We dodged it earlier on the one where Jude got caught looking. We dodged earlier on the touchdown pass, on the kind of the swing halfback pass. So we're dodging bullets, but we're making plays and we're making most of those opportunities.
The kick at the Drake again bounces at the 8-yard line as he picks it up. He'll run over to the left side.
That's
and
a big-time play.
Brought down. No, he's still up.
Oh, he was down. How is he up?
Finally, it looks like they're going to say he is down.
That was Caden Anderson that looked like he was shot out of a cannon down there, and he made the tackle. Drake got up. I'm not sure what we saw. I can't believe that Drake stayed on his feet, but if he did, outstanding play by him. But Caden Anderson's going, man, I couldn't do anything more. What a good play. And Waka was there to clean it up as well. But, wow. I get a little nervous when Drake gets the ball in his hands, especially on the special teams. He's had some nice plays.
They got some good offensive players.
Absolutely, they do.
27-6 is the score. Stick around during the halftime for the performance by the Ballard Marching Band, as well as we will have slides of all of our sponsors through the Ballard Athletic Booster Club. Thank you to the Ballard Athletic Booster Club for supporting Ballard Athletics and the Ballard Network. Wouldn't be here without their support. There will be QR codes on those said graphics that if you feel like you want to actually become a Ballard Athletic Booster Club supporting member and donate, feel free.
Yeah, this is Ray Taking it deep, and that's
first.
Luster on the coverage, and looks like they're going to get Luster for a little bit of PI, maybe too handsy out there, but Jake couldn't get his hips turned and couldn't get his head around fast enough, and that was the issue there. I think he just got a little too handsy, but again, we cannot get caught looking in the backfield. Because all this stuff, you know, in Creston, obviously, they were great last year, but it's all eye candy stuff, right? It's all just basically meant to trick your eyes into seeing something you're not. It's like a magic show. But if you're disciplined in what you're coached up to do, it shouldn't matter. But it's hard to get 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids to believe you as a coaching staff. But the proof's in the pudding right here. They run some good stuff, man. You never really can tell. And they're not afraid to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Mm-hmm. You know, we saw it with the halfback pass, and he's trying to make something happen, which, you know, there's a 15-yard penalty right there and takes him kind of out of harm's way.
See if the Bomber defense can make some more noise before the end of this first half. 1:57 left to go. 27-6. Bombers lead it. Ray will hand it off to Trapp. Trapp looking to get something, but the Bomber defensive line there quickly.
Tanner Ruby, the sophomore Ruby again. He's a young man. I talked a little bit to Coach Van Wyneboom after that first week. And he said Tanner Ruby was one of the guys that took it the hardest as far as losing that first game to Pella. And I tell you what, that gives me goosebumps. It gave me goosebumps in and now because it tells you the kid cares and he wants to be out there. And that's just a great play, and he's doing what he's coached to do. And you're throwing in the fire, man. It ain't freshman football anymore.
Ray throws it over to the right side, incomplete. Intended receiver is Cason Dryden.
Yeah, Dryden, good coverage out there by Jude Gibson, number 23. Jude, I almost wonder if Jude being on the defensive side of the ball hasn't kept him more engaged on the offensive side. So there's maybe it's a give and take, but he's had a solid game on the defensive side. Other than that one, we won't bring it up again. But offensively, he's been dynamite, and that was great coverage there. He's been on some tackles as well.
Third and long. They'll give it to Drake. One-on-one with Gibson, able to beat Gibson on the right side and picks up the first down.
The announcer jinx right there, Bear. The announcer jinx.
Gain of 11.
Right on cue. Jude tried to break him down, but, man, I'll tell you what, Xander Drake, he's got that last name Drake, right? So Drake, the musician, he's got a little hop in his step, Drake does, man. He's got some fancy feet, and he's something to be reckoned with. In space, I wouldn't want any part of him. I wouldn't need part of him. There's a motion as they send their guys over to the strong side.
They'll give it over to their tight end on that pass for a first down. That was Ethan Holiday.
Holiday, yeah. Chase Hiley on the tackle. Chase kind of bear hugged him there. Little pop pass. Nice play call there as Holiday was running free.
Didn't think I would get a Drake reference from you.
I'm not a big Drake guy, but
I'm more of a Kendrick guy.
Yeah, okay, all right. You're in on a feud. You're all about stirring the pot as Ray rolls out here. And he's got Trapp. He had Trapp, but a good run here by Ray.
So he goes out of bounds, going up against a couple defenders. Gain of about 8.
He was shown in on the tackle there, kind of forced him out. It was shown and Luster were over there together, but I thought he had Trapp down the seam right on the hash, and he missed him, which I'm glad he did. But solid drive right here by the Panthers. I think the Bombers are a little bit, and I don't want to say prevent, but knowing they got to make them drive the football is.
They'll give it fake the handoff to Trapp.
Really nice fake there from Ray.
He gave it up, I'm not going to lie. Brings up a third and short after the 1 yard gain.
There, Dr. Interception, Burka there on the tackle.
Once again, that winning number, and you can claim
Tanner Ray, that was a great play fake. I was with you. I thought he gave it to Trapp, and he was up the middle, but no. Ray on the keeper, so have a large third down here for the Bombers. 3rd and 1. I got to believe it's 4-down territory, so they got timeouts to burn, but if I'm the Bombers in the huddle right now on the defensive side, yeah, we want to get them stopped. We want to get them stopped, keep them in the field to play, and then get ready and get on the football. Because you know that Creston, they run hurry up already, but they're thinking we got this play, and this play. They've got their next 3 plays ready to go right out of the gate here. So if you're the Bombers, don't get caught on your heels. Don't get complacent.
Got to assume they will potentially run this, assuming that they have a second play already if they pick up this first down on 3rd and 1. Bombers, though, looking to get a stop with 31 seconds left in the half.
Fundamental football here for the Bombers on the defensive side. That Burka checked out. I can't see who checked in for him there. Looks like it's number 20-something or other on the defensive line. Maybe Schaefer in there, 26. Bombers.
So Ray will actually the throw on 3rd and 1, and the pass is swatted away. Great defense there.
Luster, yep. Luster there with the hands. Just couldn't quite get 2 of them on there, but Ray zipped that one right by Waka's head, but Luster was there with a mitt on it. Yeah, so here we are, 4th and short, Bear.
Panthers are going to go for it here. Under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Bombers lead 27-6. They'll hand it off to Trapp. He's tripped up, able to pick up the first down, though. Gain of 2.
That was 28 on the tackle there. May have tripped him up. I think that's we got a timeout on the field, but that looks like that was, Jackson. Oh, no, that's looks like Blake Brendelin on there. Yeah, Blake Brendelin on the tackle. Timeout on the field as Creston, again, putting together a nice little drive here. I will say this, the last 3:48, or we'll go with 4:15 of this quarter, has taken an eternity. There have been timeouts and change of possessions and stoppage of play. It's a few penalties, but really, knock on wood, the Bombers with 2 penalties tonight so far.
I think so.
Maybe 2, maybe 3 is all, but which we talked about that before the game. One of the keys of the game was clean that up, clean the penalties up, and so far we have to a point. But don't rest on your laurels here if you're the Bombers. This Panther offense can strike quickly.
The ball
from motion here, Bear. Watch for some eye candy again from these Panthers.
Ball is on the 37. 1st and 10 for the Panthers with 23 seconds left in the half. Only have 6 points to show so far tonight, but they're looking to change that here for the end of the first half. As Ray looks to throw, Anderson on the backside takes him down for the sack.
That's a big-time sack right there from Caden Anderson.
Loss of about 11.
Yes, it was. He came off that edge untouched for the Bombers. The senior, Caden Anderson, kind of filling that role of Brody Sampson from last year opposite of Waka. He's a guy that can pin his ears back, and in that situation, your eyes get real big if you're Anderson, and your eyes get real big if you're the quarterback Ray there as well, because there's nothing you can do. Make a business decision and just try to go down.
What a person to learn from, though, with Brody Sampson. We've had some great guys come through this defensive side, even the offensive side as well over the past couple of years.
Well, and you think about it, not only from Sampson, just watch him on the field, and a highly competitive guy and a big-time motor, but you got a guy like Jackson Waka who is as fundamentally sound as there is. And so you're seeing that in practice every day, and that's your teammate, and you're working together, and you're probably bouncing ideas off each other because you know if you work together, both your lives are going to be simpler, right? So now you got to account for Caden Anderson. So that means Waka may not get as much attention, and Caden, it's like, hey, Jack, get all the attention you want. Yep. I'll be over here just doing my thing, man.
Ray looking to throw after the sack from Anderson. Fires a deep one, double coverage. No one open there in that area as that falls incomplete with 9 seconds left.
It was shown on the coverage back there on the backside. And good pressure in there. It looked like Jackson Schaefer was in on the pressure, and Brendelin maybe again for the Bombers. So decent pressure if you're the Bombers here. Keep everything in front of you. Break down, make a tackle.
1, maybe 2 more plays here before the end of the half. Bombers get a tackle inbounds. There's a good chance that this is the final play as the Panthers are out of timeouts. Stick around, of course, for the band performance at halftime as it looks like the Bombers are going to take a timeout before this next 3rd down play.
They didn't like something that they saw there. Coach V's just making sure the alignment's right, and it's got to be just, hey, keep them in front, be smart. I see Coach Hochul down there saying, hey, where are we at? If we're in quarters or we're in thirds, deeper than the deepest. All these things that are being talked about that they've heard all week long, but just those reminders, right? It's like you're coaching in a timeout like this. It's like your cell phone. It's like your reminder.
Yep.
You set a reminder on your phone. Okay, I know that's what I'm supposed to do. Just remind me of it, right? And hopefully your conscience takes over.
So we'll see what the Panthers draw up here on 3rd and 17. And this might be the final play of the half with only 9 seconds left.
Looks like we got a little wildcat here with Trapp in the backfield. I don't see Ray back there.
Interesting look.
Yeah, Trips up top of the screen. Solo down here on the bottom side as Trapp's going to roll around.
And Trapp will fire one deep around the 10-yard line. It is intercepted by Jude Gibson, and that will do it for the first half of play.
Wow, that's a whale of a half for Jude Gibson. I'll tell you what. And a heck of a half for the Bombers here, Bear, but we'll take it.
27-6 is your score here. Your Bombers lead it inside Rich Strauss Field. Stick around for the performance by the Ballard Marching Band alongside our graphics for our sponsors with the Ballard Athletic Booster Club. Again, 27-6, your halftime score here on a beautiful homecoming night in Huxley, Iowa.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the field, your Ballard Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be playing the music from the Disneyland Nighttime Spectacular Fantasmic, featuring songs such as Night on Bald Mountain, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Part of Your World, and Beauty and the Beast. Your drum majors are Brooklyn Rayner and Rebecca Skinner. Drum majors, is your band ready? The field is yours for halftime.
Scooter's Coffee. First, let's meet our contestants. Contestant number 1, Piper Hamilton. Contestant number 2 is Cade Snyder. And contestant number 3, Bryce Elliott. All right, here's how this works. Each contestant will take turns throwing the football. You get 3 tries to land the ball in the net. The more throws you make, the bigger the bragging rights. But remember, everyone receives a prize, compliments of Scooter's Coffee for participating. Let's get started with our first contestant, Piper Hamilton. Step right up and show us what you got. Contestant number 2, Cade Snyder, you are up with your 3 throws. Cade Snyder, great job. And now participant number 3, Bryce Elliott. Thank you. A big round of applause for all of our participants. Thank you to everyone for playing, and a huge thank you to Scooter's Coffee for sponsoring the fun event. Be sure to stop by our local store here in Huxley for delicious coffee or treat. Enjoy the rest of the game. Go Bombers, and thank you all once again for participating.
All right, folks, welcome back. My partner, I'm Tim Davis. My partner, Brock the Bear Bierman, just getting back up here on the deck. I think he was having a nice conversation with the former women's basketball coach, Kelly Anderson, down there. So Bear's going to grab his headset here. But had a bang up of a first half if you're a Bomber fan out there, as the Bombers lead 27-6 over this Panther team that had a little bit of a road trip up here today. And started out, Bear, in the first quarter, looked like it was going to be Bombers right away. And then Creston came back on and got a touchdown, but I think maybe the turning point might have been just on the 2-point conversion. The Bombers got that stop, and then they kind of opened the floodgates. But I thought offensively in the first half, the story was kind of Jude Gibson. And I think playing Jude on the defensive side of the ball has kept him a little bit more engaged, but I thought our O-line's done a nice job on pass pro. And the quarterback, I guess, for Creston, as when he's been in the game, has not had a ton of time, and that's been a huge key for the Bombers as we'll kick it off here to start the second half.
Yeah, like you said, it looked like we were going to have a shootout at one point early in the first quarter as they kick it away to Drake. It was caught around the 3-yard line, so he'll get over to the 15, looking to find an angle, and gets tackled around the 20, 21-yard line.
That was either Waka or Anderson. Shones in on the tackle, and it looks like that was Jackson Waka in on there as well, so it was Waka and Shone on that. Nice to get Drake on the ground. Like I said, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's got a little shimmy and shake, and boy, I'll tell you. But good coverage there from the Bombers' special team is a good way to start the second half. A dogfight in this KU UNLV game as KU's only up 20-16, and that game's down in Lawrence, I believe.
Keep bringing those prices down for the Iowa State game, please. As Trapp will take it over to the left side on first down, able to get the first down as well. Breaks Vitsum's tackle, keeps going before being brought down by 2 Bombers. I think that was Waka and Gibson.
That was Waka and Gibson on the tackle. And Weston Trapp is a very, very solid football player for this Creston Panthers team. Holy smokes.
So we'll bring up a first down. The first play of offense for the Panthers in the second half.
Almost a 20-yard gain there for Creston. They're early here. We got a false start. It looks like that was the left guard, 61. A little early. Sometimes when they do a lot of that motion stuff and your cadence can get a little off, you're seeing that. We've seen that's probably the 4th or 5th false start we've seen on the Panthers this evening. So good for the Bombers as it backs them up. What a good first down play there to start the half for Creston. This is a team that's, I don't want to say they're tradition rich, but after last year and making the Unidome, as we mentioned earlier, they're not going to quit. And they've got firepower. They've got some guys on the edge with some good speed. And the sophomore quarterback, Ray, is kind of growing throughout every snap that he plays. So
first and 15 after the penalty. Here comes Walk on the pressure, and he takes him down alongside is Caden Anderson.
So that looked like that was Waka and Rhett Hedrick.
Oh, Rhett Hedrick, correction.
Yeah, that's a sandwich you do not want to be a part of there if you're Ray. And he could feel Waka breathing down his neck, and I think he forgot about Hedrick right in the crosshairs there, and boom.
When you're going up against a guy like Waka, you always, as you're a passer, you're always got that like sixth sense of like, he's coming from somewhere. Yeah, I don't know where he's coming from.
He is a little Lawrence Taylor effect, right? As Trapp goes in motion out there.
Ray will look to throw on second down, rolls over to the right side, will fire it away, and it was intercepted by Luster.
Oh, and he's out of bounds.
Oh,
and he was just out of bounds. It looked like Luster had a foot down, but he was just out. Him and Jude Gibson were right step for step over there with number 48. Oh, mama, that would have been a nice pick. That was Holiday that was the intended receiver there, but Ray threw that into double coverage, and he wishes he had that one back. Got away with it. Oh, Jacob Luster. Drag that toe, young fella.
So 3rd and 16 for the Panthers. They'll just hand it off to Trapp, and he gets about 6 yards before he is brought down by Vitsum and crew.
Man, I'll tell you, he runs the football hard, Bear. He is just, he's not a big guy by any stretch. I mean, he's 5'11". I guess he's 5'11", 185, so he's well put together, but he's explosive. It looks like they're going to go for it here.
Interesting, because they're sending Vitsum and Gibson back.
They are leaving the offense on the field.
Could be another one of those punts, though.
Looks like a quick punt. But stay back there, Jude.
So the play clock at 14. Panthers looking at the sideline, and a timeout call.
That was a scramble. That was like a scramble mode right there, man. We weren't sure if we were going to go deep with it. They're going to go with that quick kick again.
See
Looks
what
like
the
we'll
Panthers
go
do.
punt safe here for the Bombers.
So 27-6 is your score. The Bombers lead it here. Homecoming week. Did you get a chance to go to Coronation last night?
I did not, Barry. I was planning on it. My significant other said I didn't need to be there, which I was okay with. I was actually playing some golf with my buddies. It was a beautiful night for golf. So yeah, it was good. And then went home and watched some of that Dolphins-Bills game. And yeah, I was there last year at Coronation, and it's there's some things that to me, homecoming week is a special time, right? There's a lot of pride. You can bring your community involvement into it, and that's the big thing I think with Ballard is if we get more of that community involvement and more of these people believing in not just the kids but the entire program, I think the sky's the limit for this place. I really firmly believe that. That's near and dear to my heart, and it's always great to win the homecoming game, man. And we're over halfway there right now. Get away from it.
Punts it, and it will go out of bounds.
Boy,
see whether they spot it.
That was not a very far punt there. I'm going to say it looks like it's going to be about 6 yards, maybe 4.5. That was about a 5-yard punt. I've got that in my golf game. That is a shank right there, and that is in my golf game. As do my cohorts that are up here that play at the Ballard National with me as well. All three of these other guys up here have had one of those in their lives. So, yeah. But good for the Bombers.
So, out come the Bomber offense, and they had pretty much a get-right first half.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. When you look for these two guys down here, Gibson and P.K. Miller, 23 and 4 down here at the bottom of your screen, they've kind of been the bread and butter in the first half for the Bombers.
They'll give it to Gibson or try to give it to Gibson on a quick swing pass on first down.
That's just footwork there from Mason. I think he didn't get his feet squared to him and kind of just slung it out there, and Jude could get a little bit upfield, but there was space there, and I like that they're trying to get Jude the ball in space. I think that's been a key to success for the Bombers in the first half, and they tried to go right back to the well again to start the second.
So we'll bring up second down and 10. Around the 10-minute mark left. Well, around the 10-minute mark right currently here in the third quarter. Bombers with a big lead, 27-6, looking to add on to that with this possession as they give it to Miller, and threw it a little bit behind him, able to get the catch though.
He did. He threw it behind him. If he throws that on his front shoulder, he might be still running into the end zone, because I like that they're taking advantage of the soft coverage. They're giving him a big cushion out here on the corners, and they're just kind of taking what they've been given. I got to believe it's 4-down territory here for the Bombers.
So after that 6-yard gain, it is 3rd and about 4. Bomber offense had a good first half, looking to continue their momentum that they built here in the second.
Two-back set here with Vitzum and Hedrick both in the backfield.
Well, play action, roll out, quick pass to Hedrick on the right side for the first down. Gets over to the 20, breaks a couple tackles, trying to get inside the 10, and finally is brought down. It'll be a first down for the Bombers.
It was Snodgrass on the tackle there for the Panthers, but I'll tell you what, execution there from the Bombers was pristine as Gatchel rolls out. He right where he wanted to go with the ball. And nice job by Red Hedrick watching that ball into his hands, getting up the field, breaking a tackle. That's the Red Hedrick we thought we were going to see those first 2 weeks. I like this. I like the aggressive play call with a little bit of play action stuff and keeping the defense on their heels.
Seems like Gatchel's more comfortable when he's rolling out.
Yeah, and to his right? Just more natural play.
A little fade route again. We saw this in the first half. Oh. Sean Horse unable to get the catch this time as it falls incomplete.
Oh, so that was 17 on the coverage out there that was Tyler Riley, the DB. Nicky Sticks out there. Another reference for music. Nicky Sticks didn't get his other hand up there. He was right there, had good position. Sean Horse has got good hands. He kind of plays all over on the baseball field. We saw him play second base and outfield. Does a little pitching for the Bomber squad. So decent throw by Gatchel again, though. It's in the right spot.
Handoff on second down, and Vitzum is met right away. Still pushes forward, though. Great second effort there from Tucker.
Lucas Travis again in on the tackle, but wow, good effort. You hit the nail on the head there.
So bring up third down. Depending on where this play goes, it could be 4-down territory.
Could be 4 down, or we could see the leg. Sammy the Leg Hoffman. Folks, I gave him that nickname. I never asked him if I could give it to him. I should probably send him an email and see if it's okay. But I think it fits. I just think it fits.
10 seconds on the play clock, third down and goal. Gibson in motion. And Gatchel will throw another fade to PK Miller for the touchdown.
That is a tough matchup out there for Riley. You got a 6'4" guy in PK Miller, and Riley maybe stands 5'7". We'll say 5'5" out there is Riley. So you got a foot height advantage, and Mason saw it right away. And the nice thing about that, they brought Gibson in motion, not man-to-man, but he loved the matchup out there with PK. And the first guy to congratulate him over there is Jude Gibson. You got to love to see that, celebrating teammates' success. That's a key to success.
Out trots Hoffman for the PAT. There's the kick, and it is good. 34-6. Bombers lead it.
See that QR code on your screen, folks. If you feel compelled, that's Sammy, the Kicks for Kids there. Sammy Hoffman came to us before the season. We said, sure, Sammy, we'll help you out. He has looked good after that first one. And that first one was a little low, and he got it blocked. But, boy, ever since, he has just been booming those things right through the upright after we went through the PAT, the two-point conversion, then back to the PAT. So his third PAT was really good. Right? I think if my math is correct. The first one blocked, the second one hit the upright, but it was a penalty when we false started it. And then but he's got a leg on him, and I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with him kicking the ball off as far as getting some distance into him. It's always a weapon if you can put that ball in the end zone, man. Takes a lot of pressure off your special teams.
7:54 left in the third quarter. Bombers lead at 34-6.
Sounds like Aaron Judge hit a go-ahead grand slam against the Red Sox tonight.
Ooh.
Number 52 on the year for the Yankee. Well, he's having a good year. If you're a baseball fan, who's your baseball team, Bear? Besides the I-Cubs. You work for
I don't even really cheer for the I-Cubs. I go, all right, how is this game going to end quickly?
Who's your Major League Baseball team? Do you have one?
If it is anybody, it's probably the Dodgers, just because that's who I watch the most.
All right.
I grew up watching Puig. I got a Puig jersey, the only baseball player that I have a jersey of.
I just did it again, Bear. I just gave him the
kick out of bounds.
The announcer's jinx right there. I just said he's been doing great all night, and he hits one out of bounds. Sammy, I apologize. That's my fault. We'll take that one.
Can you say, like, oh, the Panthers are so good, they're not going to turn the ball over here?
Yeah, I could try that. Looks like we got a guy on the we got a young gentleman on the field here looking for the ball. He's the ball boy. He says, hey, where's the ball? He's coming over. He's saying, I tried to get the ball. They don't have the ball.
Weird.
Just get off the field, man. He's good. He's good. He was looking for the ball. He couldn't find it. All right, we'll see what the Bombers can do on the defensive side.
So Trapp gets the ball, will run over to the left side, and he is brought down by Hedrick.
It's Red Hedrick. I'll tell you, a guy that has quietly had a really nice game is Red Hedrick tonight. He looks like he's 100%. You know, that first game against Pele, he kind of went out with those cramps and that calf muscle and that hamstring. But, boy, he looks to be 100% tonight. He's flying around the field, which is great to see.
This time a handoff to Drake. Spins off of Gibson's tackle, and then there's Hedrick along with one other Bomber defender.
Like that might have been Waka in on that play. Yeah, that was Jackson Waka. Just broken down. It looks like just a short gain there. A short gain or no gain there for the Panthers is third and about 4. Third and 6, or third and 4 to go here. So
see what Ray will do here.
Signaling in from the sidelines. Panthers got the big boards over there, going to old Oregon Duck style. Got to love to see that.
And a delayed handoff to Trapp, and he is able to pick up the first down easily for the Panthers. Gain of 5 on third.
So that was Jude Gibson there on the tackle for the Bombers.
Panthers the first down before he's met by 0 down showing 23 Jude Gibson.
This is 28. Looks like this is, I think it's Brendelin checking in the game there for the Bombers. Gibson runs off. Good hustle by Jude.
Trapp will get it on the direct snap. There's a flag.
Looks like there'll be a holding
Fights
penalty
off
there.
a bunch of tackles, and I think this might get called back, but still another impressive run from Weston Trapp.
Yeah, he has.
Tackle, you have a flag on the play.
You cannot question that kid's heart or his desire, man, because he is just all gas, no brakes when he gets. He's brakes when he needs to, but when he gets downhill, he is a load. But the holding penalty was a big play there. It was right there in the vicinity, and that's what was called. So.
Little update on another game going on around the state. It looks like Pella's up 2 with 31 seconds left against Indianola, which is an important thing to point out because Pella could go 3-0 to start out, and Indianola is on our schedule later in the year.
True. That is true. So that Dutch team, and we had them down here and kind of shot ourselves in the foot a couple times. So
Ray looking to throw on 1st and long.
yeah,
Rolls over to the right side. Another flag is out, and he is sacked.
this is going to be a holding or an illegal contact as Eiley bit on the double move. That was Brendelin that got in there, but Chase Eiley bit on that pump fake, and then he actually probably did the right thing by doing the grab because he was beat on that play. But again, eyes, right? Stay with your guy. I had lunch with Coach Hochul today, and he said, man, I've been up at 5 a.m. the last 2 mornings. And I said, why? He said, well, because all the stuff they like to do, and that's just a coach's mentality, man. Like, he's just living and dying with his guys out there, and he's coaching them up, coaching them hard. But not a great play by Eiley, but probably a smart one as opposed to give up the deep ball. Yep.
Defense number 3.
So it will be a foul, a flag on Eiley. So an automatic first down for the Panthers.
Eiley saw some action last year as a sophomore. Now as a junior, he's been in the starting lineup, but he's an athletic freak. He's a great long jumper. Really impressed him on the track and field. But be disciplined, young fella. Little bunch set here, and that Wildcat, there's Trapp again.
Trapp will be able to pick up a decent gain on first down. Gain of 6.
They've run that. That was Hedrick again on the tackle, but they've ran that Wildcat for probably an average of 5 to 6 yards a carry all night long. Brendelin checks out, and Gibson comes back in for him.
Lewis Central and ADM are tied at 17. That's a big game as
That
well.
is a big game, and Danny getting on the Iowa score feed there. That's a nice little perk. That's a great little app. Ray drops back, and that's Drake, and that's Jude Gibson.
What a
right
hit.
there.
What a hit from Jude Gibson. Would have been completed if Gibson didn't make that effort.
Yeah, he broke on the ball right away, had good position, puts his sword back in his sheath. That's kind of the celebration the kids like to do nowadays. I don't understand it. Probably the same thing Brownie did back in the day when he was at North Polk. I don't know. Brownie, you a football guy? You play football in North Polk? Yeah, see, he played football in North Polk. Yeah. He was a Comet, now he's a Bomber.
Here come the Bomber pressure, but Trapp is able to get the first down as Eiley is able to bring him down from behind. Tackled around the 40-yard line.
Walker got up the field and then made the play and helped Eiley out there. But again, that's Trapp with that good play. We got the Pella Indianola game. It looks like is Pella in.
Pella's kneeing the ball, so they're up 2. So it looks like they're going to start 3-0 on the year, and Indianola will fall in this one. Only a 2-point win for Pella. Here the Bombers are up 34-6. Ray looking to throw.
Play.
There's Trapp. Able to get the first down and trucks the defender. I think he trucks Gibson.
Eiley there on the tackle to force him out, but there's that middle screen action again. And a little bit confusing because it's not even really a screen play. It's kind of they let him go, and then he just sneaks in underneath or behind those linebackers as long as Ray had enough time, and he got away with it there as we've seen the Bombers heat him up on that play before. Now we're back into Wildcat with Trapp.
Trapp, again, takes the direct snap. Tried to find something, but the Bomber defense was there closed all the gaps.
Schoen and Waka in on the tackle as Dylan Schoen came down out of that safety spot, and that's a nice spot for him.
Another game update. Ankeny,
man,
who's
Ankeny.
0-2 up against, I think, who a lot of people has as the #1 team in the state.
Catholic. They just
Dowling
beat Valley
Catholic
last week, and my buddy Coach Brady Walls over there, the OC at Ankeny for the Hawks. They start out
16-13,
0-2.
Ankeny leads. Which, I mean, Ankeny was predicted to be the #1 team heading into the season, so not too big of a shock.
Game of the week, that's on WHO as those guys are over there.
Drake looks to throw. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Easy catch, routine play. 22-yard pass for the touchdown.
Again, that's with that eye candy stuff, as that's the halfback pass. Xander Drake, as that was Dryden on the touchdown reception, and Jude Gibson just got beat over the top. It was similar to what we saw in that first quarter, but Jude didn't have enough real estate to run him down. That's going to drive, and I keep bringing up Coach Holcomb, but that's going to drive him nuts on that. But you got to believe you're thinking run, right? And just a good, well-executed play there by the Panthers. The kicker sneaks that one in. It was 27.
34-13. Bombers lead it. 3:56 left in the third quarter.
Joaquin Flores looks like may kick that one through there. He was either Joaquin or Pettigrew. .356. Now, if I'm the Bombers, I'm preparing for the onside kick, because I know Creston has that up their sleeve. They practice it quite often. I know they executed many of them last year, going back and watching them just a little bit. So this one is far from over. The Bombers with a 34-13 lead, but need to be careful here, as the defense there kind of got away as we couldn't get pressure on the quarterback, and then the razzle-dazzle stuff, again, pulling the rabbit out of the hat for the Panthers worked out again.
Getting ready to kick off here. Bombers lead at 34-13. Want to give a thank you to the Ballard Athletic Booster Club for supporting all things Ballard Athletics and the Ballard Network. We wouldn't be here without their support. Pretty much all this equipment, most of the equipment at least, has been through funding of the Ballard Athletic Booster Club. If you want to become a member, you can either go on the Facebook page, find the website to figure out information on that, or go back in our stream to the beginning of the game. We have a bunch of QR codes that you can scan to become a member today.
Absolutely.
So a good drive from the Panthers right there results in a touchdown. Bombers will get the ball back. We'll see if they can respond here. As a quick onside kick, they got a good bounce.
Yes, they did, but that was who jumped up there and got that. That was a heck of a play. PK Miller, number 4, the old wide receiver, rose up and got that one. That was well executed on the bounce there from the kicker. Holy smokes.
I think anybody not named PK Miller would have missed that ball with how tall he is.
Yeah, for sure. And his good hops, you bet. Good play there. That was reminiscent of the Saints in the Super Bowl there with that execution on the kick over the Colts. And we'll see if the Bombers can't put some more points on the board.
First down. New possession for the Bomber offense. And they will give it quickly to PK Miller, who just had a touchdown on the last possession and a quick catch and a good 9-yard gain to start out.
This is just well executed here because the Bombers are just taking what they've been given, right? They're not trying to do too much, not trying to throw the ball down the field. Just, hey, you're going to give us a 7-yard, 8-yard cushion. We're going to throw that little slant, take our 8 yards, get ahead of the chains. Now we're 2nd and 2. Now we got some real estate to play with. I like that on the first down passing. We haven't seen that a lot from the Bombers in these first 2 weeks. But
Gibson's in the backfield. Watch out for the handoff in this situation. A little delayed pitch over to Gibson on the right side. He gets through the hole. He's got a couple men to beat, but they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Jude Gibson, and he's not stopping. He keeps going.
He looked kind of like Forrest Gump on that kick return, and he just didn't stop, but he got him stopped. There's no laundry on the field. That was an excellent block here, and I don't know what I think it may have been Sidness, 24, on kind of sprung him out there, but as soon as Jude got that hole, he was down the sideline, and there he was. Again, get the ball in your playmaker's hands. I like that stuff right now from Coach Gavin Crandall, Coach Howard, those guys up there, Coach Brant Miller, those offensive guys schemed him up. Nice job. I like the little fake on the inside. Gibson on the outside with a little pitch. Well done. Sammy the Leg Hoffman again, folks. Again, that QR code's going to pop up on your screen. Kicks for Kids. Maternal awareness, premature childbirth. That's Sammy's thing. So if you feel compelled, go ahead, click that QR code. It's been up there a lot tonight, which is a good sign for the Bombers, which that means good things are happening. Points are going on the board. So great answer right there from the Bombers on that possession. So we got the quick pass to Miller, 2nd and 2, and boom, Gibson out the gate right now. If we're giving away players of the game, Gibson's right up there at the top. He has been burned for a touchdown, but on the offensive side, he's made some tackles on the defensive side, a pass breakup, and he's been lightning with the ball in his hands for the Bombers.
At this point, it's becoming what hasn't he done?
Correct.
Jude Gibson having a career night here on the homecoming game for the Ballard Bombers with 3:03 left in the third quarter. 41-13 is the score. Your Bombers lead it.
Very well done, but those guys up front blocked that very well to get him out the gate. Yeah, Coach Howard's up here communicating with the guys in the booth, seeing what he sees. I like the communication that we're getting right now as far as I think everybody's on the same page. Simpatico is the way to be, man.
Here's the kick. They'll kick it back again to Drake around the 2-yard line is where he catches it. Gets to the 20. And there comes the Bomber special teams unit for the tackle, preventing any big gain. Good 29.
Bombers on the tackle there. Looks like Vitson was in on it at 25. Who's 25 there for the Bombers now? Cash Johnson in there. Oh, Cash coming in on there. The senior Cash Johnson making the most of his time on senior homecoming night. Speaking of Cash Johnson, he's an employee of Flight Bar and Grill. Flight Bar and Grill, how about those folks, man? Matt gave us a tent just in case. Not a drop of rain fell on us tonight.
Still got a whole quarter.
Matt, Marianne, and the crew over there at Flight, they do an outstanding job, and they have been our main sponsor over the last year. They have been nothing but gracious with their dollars and their time and their ideas. So we appreciate those folks at Flight Bar and Grill. Stop on in there if you can. Trap with the carry. It looks like that was Luster in over there. Correction, that was Schoen and Gibson over there on the tackle. We got a lot of single digits out here, Bear. I've said that. I know I've said that, but we've got 0 through 9 covered, and I think they're all on the field at the same time.
So it brings up 2nd down and 10. Trap has a big hole, able to get close to the first down line and gets past it, so he will pick up the first down for the Panthers.
Had a little run blitz there, and Waka guessed wrong, and he was just out of position, but nice execution again from that Creston offensive line.
Gain of 13 there for Creston.
Shown in on the tackle.
2:10 left in the third.
Well, you just got to keep that clock running if you're a Bomber fan. Anderson and Waka both lined up on the same side.
Direct snap again to Trap, able to spin off a defender, and he's free past the 50, and he is finally brought down around the 41-yard line by Schoen.
That was Schoen and Jude, but that was a big boy run right there from Trap. Holy smokes.
Good 23 yards.
That went from nothing to something in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail there, Bear. I'll tell you what, that was an impressive run from Trap, and he has carried the load for this Panther team as he's back there in Wildcat now.
And again, he runs it up the middle. This time he's met by number 77, McCready.
McCready, yeah, big McCready there, the sophomore. He does a nice job of just kind of taking that handoff and then waiting, and then he puts his foot in the ground, and he takes we got a Bomber down on the field. This looks like it could be looks like that's Jack Waka. Waka gets himself up, and
I think he does still have to come off.
I think he may have to, as Jordan, the trainer, came on just to take a peek. We'll take a look at Jack here. It's 41-13, nothing to be silly with here, as Jack is a key cog in this operation moving forward for the Bombers, as there's just 1:21 left on the clock. I don't want to say it's out of reach, because we've seen some crazier things happen, but
So Ray will hand it off to Trap. Trap busts it over to the right side, breaks a couple more tackles. A flag is out. He does have a first down.
I think it was Eiley that got blocked in the back there and kind of sprung him, but it was Vitzum out there on the tackle. But I think it's going to be coming back here for the Bombers.
4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Ankeny and Dowling are tied at 16.
Yeah, we'll see what my buddy Coach Walls. I coached with Brady Walls back in Pierce, South Dakota. Back over 15 years ago, he and I were on the staff out there. We're on the basketball staff. One of my good buddies moved up here. He coached down at Jinx, Oklahoma, and Broken Arrow, so coached some big-time football down there, 6A. But he's up there with Coach Bauer, and he's a football savant. That guy sees more on the field than I ever could at one time. He knows what everybody's doing at the same time. So kind of a Hawk fan here, just with a personal relationship. But that's a whale of a football game, man. That's some big-time 5A football that being played. 1:04 on the clock, second down here and long. This looks like it's Ray back there.
He's going to look to throw. Flag is thrown. And just to the right of Dryden. A flag is out, though.
Pretty good coverage there out there by Vitzum again. Looked like it was almost pre-snap, so I think we might have 12 men on the field for the Bombers. I think that's what the back judge was counting, and that's what he's looking.
12.
There is 12. You can't do that.
Nope.
We're not in Canada, right? I think they play with 12 in Canadian football, don't they?
Honestly, I have no
Danny,
idea.
can you check that? 12 with the CFL.
I just know they got the field goal post in the middle of the end zone.
Yeah, and they can run towards the line of scrimmage. It's kind of a wild thing. It's like a cross between like Arena League and.
Ooh, another great game going on. Lewis Central and ADM tied at 24, heading into OT.
Oh boy!
So
where's that game being played at? Is it at ADM or is it over in Council Bluffs?
We'll see here. We're trying to find that out.
I mean, not that Lewis
Central.
Over in
that would be a huge win if ADM is able to pull that off. We got ADM on our schedule, right?
Yes, we do. We have them at home this year, and they lost some dudes with Flora and Dahl off that team. Both went on to Iowa and Iowa State.
Arguably could have won the state tournament if they kept healthy.
Yeah, for sure. But they had an outstanding track season. Boy, could those guys fly on the oval.
Hand off to Trap. Nobody's around him as he's able to get around 8 yards.
Space there by Dylan Schoen with the tackle. He's a tough one to bring down individually. Holy smokes, that's a great play by Dylan Schoen. The clock keeps ticking.
Officially a gain of 7.
That's the Bombers' best friend is that clock, as long as it keeps running down. Clark will come off the field there for the Bombers.
Getting close to the fourth quarter here. Probably the last play in the quarter, depending on how this finishes. And a deep pass into triple coverage. It was intercepted again, this time by Schoen. Great deflection by Gibson. Leads to that interception, and the Bombers take over again.
Not a great decision there by Ray, throwing into triple coverage, but a great play by Dylan Schoen back there in the secondary. Had him covered up. Looked like he might have had Xander Drake down the sideline, but didn't look at him. But threw into coverage, but big catch there from Schoen and change of possession. We like that if you're a Bomber fan.
Another score update. North Polk up 41-8 against Webster City. North Polk, a very good team. On another one that is on our schedule. Yes, I think we're going to North Polk this year.
Yes, we are. That was the game we had last year. We beat them 7-6 here, I believe. They had that goal line stand. And then they got us in the playoffs down there, which was an outstanding game again. So that's kind of the thing, though, was with us in North Polk, though. We've talked about it.
Gatchel gonna fire deep to Sidness, just over maybe 3 yards too far. Would have been gone for 6.
Yeah, a little more air under that one for Sidness, and he was to the house, but just overthrew him. Pretty good route there from Sidness. Gave him the little out and up, and just in that seam route, kind of ran that little smash. Oh, baby, it was right there. A little more air, but Sidness, he had 6 in his sights there for sure.
5 seconds left in the quarter.
Again, first down play call with that passing. I like that aggressiveness from the Bombers.
And a handoff for the Bombers, able to pick up the first down is Hedrick as he fights forward for even more than just 10 as he's able to pick up 22. And that should do it for the third quarter of play. Your Bombers lead at 41-13.
The Barber on the tackle there.
4 minutes left, or tentatively 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Ankeny leads at 23-16, so they just got a touchdown to retake the lead.
There's some high-level football games going on this evening. Got to give kudos to executive producer Dan Ainsler. He's all over it here with the Iowa score feed. He's running the camera. He's getting us updates. He's running the scoreboard. He is everywhere, man. He is like Motel 6, you know? He's like Tom Bodette up here. He'll leave the light on for you. He's stretching out now. He's man, he is, whew, I'll tell you what. He's killing it right now, Bear. He's killing it. It looks like he's sponsored by Under Armour tonight, too. I don't know if this is him and Steph Curry. Bear's got the polo on. I just got my red on. But wow, Zers.
Getting ready for the fourth quarter of play. Bombers with the possession and a first down. They're up 41-13. Want to give again a shout out to both the Ballard Athletic Booster Club and Flight Bar and Grill for all their support with the Ballard Network and Ballard Athletics. Without them, we wouldn't be providing this, hopefully what you think is to be an amazing broadcast.
Yes, nothing short of amazing. We'll say that, Bear. And give us kudos. Just boost our egos a little bit more. we're trying to do our best, but it's been a good product on the field tonight. It makes our jobs much, much simpler. That's Sidness in motion there. As the motion to trips out there.
Gatchel will look to throw another screen play, and they're showing wide open on the left side. He's looking to go.
Look at
Sean Horst with the block, gets an extra block inside to the 5, showing reaches for the end zone, but he might be a yard short. What a play, though, by the Bomber offense.
That was a tackle by Jake Hoyt there. But again, Nick Schonhorst down the field blocking, and I just saw Coach Howard run down the sideline and dap him up there. I love the wide receivers blocking down the field. That tells me that everybody is engaged in the game plan. Again, well-executed pass play there. We've seen Schoen with 2 long pass plays tonight for the Bombers. Getting him in the action, him and P.K. Miller, we haven't seen it much this year. So 2 weapons that are dudes, that are athletes. Nice to get the ball in their hand.
First down and goal. Bombers looking to add another touchdown. This time another fade route to Sean Horst, this time for 6.
I love that. I love that so much, Bear, because you reward that guy for exactly what he just did on the previous play, and that's a tough matchup out there for that guy on the corner. That's that Tyler Riley again, and just it's a tough. I mean, Sean Horst is 6'2", 180-pound guy, man. Good ball by Gatchel. What is that? Fourth touchdown?
Fourth touchdown. Entered the game with 0 passing touchdowns and now has 4 to his name.
I'll tell you what, just taking advantage of the situation, right, as far as the matchups go.
Hoffman's kick is good. 48-13 now.
That's a big one, Bear, because I believe with 35 points, the clock will continue to run here as the fourth quarter goes. So big kick there from Sammy Hoffman. So again, if you feel compelled, the QR code is up on the board, and when that is up there, that means points are being scored. So Sammy the Leg puts a little cherry on top with that one. But man, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to that pass play to Schoen, and it was well executed on the little screen there. Kind of used a little bit of Panthers against him, as we just saw that play earlier with Trap that Creston ran on the similar play, not the same, similar one to Schoen. But our downfield blocking is outstanding. And I tell you what, I love that, because that's hard to do especially in space, but you're a wide receiver, right? Like, you just want to catch the damn ball. You know what I mean? You just want to catch the darn ball. I've been watching Receiver on Netflix, which is a great show, by the way. But to get those guys engaged and blocking, I love it, man. I just love that so much. So kudos to the coaching staff this week for having a good, aggressive game plan and kind of, we talked about it, giving Mason the keys to the car a little bit, you know, and using your athletes in space. And we've seen it with Jude tonight, with Gibson all night long, and Schoen, PK Miller, now Sean Horst. We saw Sidness just, you know, overthrew Sidness there a little bit, but man, we're clicking on all cylinders. That's a big leg there from Sammy. Attaboy, put it in the end zone. Nice job, Sammy.
So the touchback will bring out the Panthers. We'll point out that it looks like Bryce Miller is warming up on the sidelines, so Gatchel might be done for tonight, which, if he is, what a night for Mason Gatchel.
Absolutely.
Handful of passing touchdowns to his name. Big reason why the Bombers lead 48-13 in this homecoming game.
I do believe that with that kickoff now, as the clock winds, it should continue to run here. I believe that is still the rule of 35 points or more. So it's good to be on the giving side of one of these.
Play action, quick pass over to the left side,
Good
complete,
play.
and a quick stop.
There's Caden Anderson there.
John Schaefer with the reception. Lewis Central goes final. They win it 30-24 against ADM in overtime.
Wow, that's a whale of a game, and that's a heck of a fight over there for those ADM Tigers to go over there to Council Bluffs. Lewis Central, I believe, is the real deal, too. This is Trapp here.
Able to get the first down, finally tackled by Chase Eiley.
Carry number 1, Trapp, wrapped up by number 3, Chase Eiley.
Looks like we were getting some college upsets as well. It looks like Kansas lost 23-20 against UNLV as Trapp gets the ball, fights forward, and gains about 8 yards on second down or first down.
Luster and Schoen in on the tackle there for the Bombers as they've been all over the field. We've called Dylan Schoen's number quite a bit tonight. He's right up there as well, as he's a little gimpy getting up, but he has left it all out on the field. You never have to question Dylan's effort really in anything that he plays. We saw him on the baseball field. He's a trackster, basketball player, high energy guy.
Ray gonna throw it. Eiley looking to pick it off, and there's Schoen able to cover the bobbled catch from Eiley. Breaks a couple tackles over to the 35 before finally being brought down. Another interception by the Bomber defense.
Really good coverage there from Chase Eiley. Doesn't get the pick, but he was there in the right spot and Schoen.
Can you get an assist?
That would be an assist. That would be like a hockey assist, maybe, or you're like a soccer assist. You know, you're not the guy, but you're there, right spot.
We've had a lot of those. I think almost all of the interceptions have been assists.
Have been assists. Yeah, you're right. The one with with Burka, and that was Hedrick that kind of tipped it. And then over here we had Gibson with Schoen. Schoen's second pick of the night, by the way. So he's having a fine game. It is Bryce Miller, number 10, coming in, the sophomore, getting a little time at the quarterback position.
That also means we're probably going to see Gage tap a little bit too.
Yes, sir, that is. He is in the backfield, but then that's number 12.
So first down after the INT from Schoen in the Bomber defense. Miller going to throw on first down, finds Sean Horst on the left side, breaks the tackle, able to get a first down and more, tackled around the 12-yard line. And I'm not going to lie, I did not expect the pass on first down.
I didn't either, but nice ball out there, slung out there by Miller and Sean Horst. Nick Sean Horst, again, I love they're rewarding these guys for their blocking down the field, getting them some touches in space. It's been a well-executed game plan tonight by the Bombers, Brock, and just throwing on first down. It can, if it doesn't work, right, then you put yourself behind the 8 ball a little bit, but when it does, it alleviates a lot of stress on your offense, on your play calling, on your O-line, because now you're getting first downs, or you're second short, you're kind of playing with house money, so it's awesome.
Miller going to throw again, finds Miller. PK Miller breaks some ankles and goes again into the end zone for the touchdown. What a move from Parker Miller. A flag is thrown after the play.
Might have been a little celebration. We'll see, but stopped on a dime. Whew. That's the old Maverick Top Gun there with hit the brakes and he'll fly right by.
Can you tell he plays basketball?
Oh, my goodness. That was a dart out there by Miller as well.
Bryce Miller to Parker Miller.
Miller to Miller. I'll tell you what, sounds like a law firm in the making right there as the two sophomore connection. Whoo, baby.
So unsportsmanlike call against the Bomber offense. I think it was number 54.
That's Connor Pesey, the big guy. He's just kind of celebrating his dudes, man.
Sometimes
He's
that
a
happens.
Senior, you bet. They're going to say, hey, don't do that again, but I understand. And Coach Howard can understand that, being an O-lineman himself. He wants to celebrate those things. He's happy for his guys, man.
This has been a blast of a game for the Bombers.
It has. What a great homecoming night for your Ballard Bombers.
Hoffman out for the PAT.
This might be the most times we've ever shown the QR code in our life. Well, I know it is because we just started this evening. Sammy Hoffman again.
Another
Sammy
PAT, 55-13 the score now.
QR code is up there. If you feel compelled, go ahead and click on that. Donate a little bit to Sammy. 55, double nickels. That's the Jordan Knicks game there. When Mike came back, scored 55, hung the 55 on the Knicks in the Garden when he came back out of retirement there. Do you know that one, Bear?
I did not.
Yeah, there's a little piece of history for you on the basketball side.
I will say Dan should be happy that Hoffman got that kick, because if it was 54, I would have referenced the 54-yard field goal that may or may not have happened last weekend.
Man, he keeps coming back to it. He keeps coming back to it. Yeah, that's an Iowa State fan for you, you know. I mean, Bear, I'm telling you, though, you got to be a little bit humble. You never know.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. We'll win by 2 against Arkansas State.
The Clones can't lose tomorrow.
Oh, no.
The Clones cannot
That's my
lose
favorite part about bye weeks. You can't hurt me on bye weeks.
That's right. They cannot lose. This game has taken quite a while. It was a 7:30 kick. My bedtime reminder just went off at 9:45. Whew. Man, I'll tell you, executive producer Dan Aisler's looking at his watch. Danny, the clock's going to run here, but we just keep scoring points. Points upon points upon points.
Oh, yeah, they got to move the kick back, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. BC almost got away with that one. Connor, you know, I talked with Connor a couple weeks ago. He's a good dude, good kid, interesting guy. Put a lot of time in the offseason to kind of make himself into a player, and so I can't fault him for being excited.
It's one of those things, like you said, don't do it again, but it happens.
It's homecoming, right? It's like,
especially
hey, man,
after the move that Parker Miller made to get to the end zone.
Absolutely.
So the kick is away, almost gets to the 10-yard line. Great kick from Hoffman. Drake on the return. He's got a huge hole. Only has one man to beat, and that's Hoffman. Can he get him? I don't think he's going to get him, so Drake is going to take it all the way.
Yeah, Xander Drake. So it takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails here.
A 79-yard return for the touchdown. So again, one of the situations where we said, I get it, but don't do it again. They're going to show this film. Even though the score is what it is, they're going to be like, this is why we don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like they're just going to come out here and try the PAT. So if it's good, it'll keep it at 35, which, again, that's what we want if you're a Bomber fan, for that clock to run. As Luster's late to get on here on the PAT. That's just a mental lapse right there for the Bombers. And obviously getting that 15-yard penalty, backing him up on the kickoff. And he kicked it deep, and we weren't quite there on the coverage. So looks like we've got a timeout here on the field. Not sure who called this one.
Timeout.
Ballard. Bombers. He pointed to the Panthers side, but he said Bombers, pointed to the Panthers. So we need to try to get that confusion fixed up here.
Again, it's the homecoming game for the Bombers. Barring an unbelievable thing, it looks like the Bombers might be notching that first win into the win column for the season. 55-19, the current score, awaiting a PAT attempt from the Panthers after the kick return from Drake.
Got to Panthers are going to get off the schneid here tonight, and it's always good to get one in the win column. Winning breeds confidence, right? And confidence breeds confidence, and that's just, if you're a Bomber fan, that's what you have to have. It looks like the Panthers are going to go for 2 here, so this is a big 2-point conversion as far as terms of the clock keeping to run here with 7:48 on the clock.
They really don't want you to go to bed.
They do not. We get to go down to Van Meter tomorrow for Ballard youth football, so that'll be a fun one. Our 3rd and 4th graders will go down there and play. That's always a fun experience. So. Looks like they're going to run Wildcat here with Trapp in the backfield, so the Bombers, looks like we've got some subs in the game here, so we'll see what happens on this play for the Panthers.
And they're going to score, so there goes the running clock.
Yeah, Trapp walks that one in.
Can we ask Vitsum or Gibson to return a kick? And
7:48 remaining, quarter number 4. Ballard 55, Creston 21.
so the score is 55-21. Cancels out the running clock situation because of the 2-point conversion, which is an interesting move to say the least.
For sure. But 55-21, looking for an onside kick again here from the Panthers. So things are still interesting, I guess, to say the least. If for lack of a better word, there's excitement to be had yet on this one. You just don't want, if you're the Bombers, to put yourself in that position. And I think, you can't have a mental lapse on special teams. Bottom line, you make them drive the football down the field. And that makes a huge difference.
So the Bombers will expect an onside kick, but Gibson will go back deep just in case. Next week, Bombers travel to Dallas Center Grimes for a game against the Mustangs. Mustangs are going to look for a little bit of revenge after the Bombers were able to come out with a victory against them last year.
Yeah, we shut them out last year at home, I believe, and they've had a tough go of it.
So that ball will go out of bounds, and the Bombers will take over. That should be like a 7-minute, 48-second runoff.
Yeah, right. Yeah, run some time off the clock, right? If we could only make that happen. But the good thing is here, and we selfishly would like to see that clock running. But these guys that are not used to getting some snaps, Bryce Miller out there. And
first career touchdown.
Yeah, first career touchdown pass for sure. So I don't know if we've got enough guys out there on the field. It looks a little light to me, but we're trying to get more guys.
They only got 10.
For Budnick out there. Looks like that's number 60 that ran on the field there for the Bombers. It's, Josh Andrews out there is going to check in. He said, go play guard. He says, all right, coach, I'm ready to go.
1st and 10 for the Bombers. Bryce Miller was able to connect with Parker Miller in the last drive for a touchdown. We'll see what they do here. First play is a handoff to Tapp. And he loses about a yard.
On the tackle there for the Panthers.
Met by number 90, Tom Nicholson.
That was Schoen, yeah, Braden Schoen in 90.
Expect the Bombers to run.
The heavy dose, I believe, here of Gage Tapp.
Brings up 2nd down 11.
Play clock obviously running down. Bombers are going to use a lot of that. So they lead at 55-21.
Bryce Miller just needs to be mindful of the play clock, get him settled, and now just run her down there.
Miller looking to throw, pump fakes, fires away, incomplete.
That was number
43.
43.
Yeah.
Evan Intrican falls incomplete.
Intrican in the game there. Evan Intrican, another sophomore, just incomplete, but that'll stop the clock there for the Bombers. It's 7:04 now.
See what they do here. One run, one pass so far in this drive. 3rd down and 11. 7:04 left.
Tapp checks out. Jalen Shaw, the sophomore, will check in for the Bombers, 82. Good-looking athlete out there, trying to get Jalen lined up.
3 seconds. Bombers are going to call a timeout.
Yes, they will.
So this game,
A little confusion. This is like the This is like
continues.
that song. This is the song that never ends, right? That's kind of the way we feel about this one. The Bombers is. I think the outcome is not in doubt here, but you got to play till the final whistle, so 7:04. Again, this is similar to that last 4 minutes of the first half, where we've seen change of possession and stoppages of play and things like that. So. Bombers just, and this is as a coaching staff, you got to say, hey, we got to stay engaged. You know, just don't get complacent. Don't get lackadaisical here. Make sure we know where we're at. Get lined up correctly. Take care of the football. We got an update on that Ankeny Dowling score over there. It was 23-16.
I think we're going to work on getting an update here.
Okay.
But for now, we got a 3rd down and 11. Getting set here. Bombers lead at 55-21. And a final in the Ankeny Dowling game. Ankeny comes out with a huge victory, 23-16. This game has taken so long that our huddle camera actually cut out. So we're switching over to our man camera. That shows you how long this game has been.
Yeah, it has been. We are almost, we're broaching the 10 p.m. time slot here, which is, and we're not on the West Coast, folks, so it is actually getting close to 10 p.m. But it is a beautiful night, and the bugs have subsided up here. They were kind of nasty earlier, if I may say. That's a play on words. It was the gnats were. They were
I see what you did there.
Yeah, they were a pain in the gnat, I guess you could say. Bear.
I like it. So here comes the punt. Gatchel gets it away. Ball is muffed. They're able to get around the 48-yard line.
Trap on the return. So now we're going to see the backups here, the second stringers for the Bomber defense come in, and Creston's going to keep their first team offense out there. So it could get interesting as far as time on the clock here in this game. As Creston's got about a 2-hour drive back down south for them, so they're going to be pushing 1 a.m. by the time they get back and out of here, Bear. So I'll tell you what, the ball boy's done a fantastic job.
He's got the ball this time.
He came back to the sideline with the ball, so it does not go unnoticed, young man. So we appreciate that effort out there. Now the coaching staff, again, you're going to coach these guys up in the right spots. Know where we're at, as it looks like, again, Creston with the first team offense still in the game.
So they'll hand it off to Trapp on the first down run. He will break free, and it looks like he's going to take it to the end zone against Ballard's second defense.
Yeah.
Congrats.
That'll be 53 yards on that one for Trapp. So Weston Trapp scores, and that was one play and a score. So now it is 55, shaping up to be 55-28 here on the PAT. And I've just heard the coaching staff say first offense back on the field. So now it becomes somewhat of a contest here between the staffs on the sidelines. So we shall see what happens as we try to do the gentlemanly thing here if you're the Bombers, to no avail. So it's 5:56 on the clock, 55-27 with a PAT pending here from the Panthers. Bear with us, folks, and if you have tuned out, I don't blame you, but tune back in, as it's not over yet, as it's now we've got a penalty on the field. And, folks, we are in the same boat that you are, as we are trying to find words and descriptions here, and it is tough.
I'm sorry, I'm struggling to keep a straight face.
Brock's choking on his water.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, and we will probably no doubt see an onside kick here from the Panthers coming up, as the PAT is good.
So 55-28 the score, 5:56 left in the fourth quarter.
It was 55-13 at one point when this quarter We had about 7:56 to go, and it was 55-13. It is now 55-28.
Couple stat pattern possessions.
We are padding the stats as all of us up here on the top deck are getting a little antsy. Our spotters, and we appreciate them, Brandon Brown, Seth Jaden up here with us tonight, are getting a little antsy, saying we just want this one to end. So here the Panthers are. Looks like it will be an onside kick attempt, or the Bombers are planning for it anyway. But as we said, it's always good to get a win on homecoming, and we're hoping that we can get the win.
(55-28). The score, onside kick upcoming. Bombers looking to recover the ball, hopefully run the clock out.
There's no quit in this Panther team, that's for sure, as he squibs that one, hits off of Miller there.
That goes out of bounds. It'll be spotted there, I'm pretty sure, because it hit a Bomber.
Hit Miller, yep, so it will be spotted there as it ricocheted off of Bryce Miller. Out of bounds, so it'll be 1st and 10 from our own 10-yard line-ish. And it looks like the first team offense has come back out on the field for the Bombers here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen.
Looks like it'll be the first team outside of Gatchel, so we'll see Miller back in at quarterback as Gatchel will stay on the sidelines.
Slightly touched by the offense inbounds, then out of bounds on the 11-yard line. Ballard ball on the 11.
Getting the explanation from the white hat out there. Thank you, sir. Keeping everybody informed as there's 5:56 on the clock here.
First down and 10. Ball on the 11. You mentioned it, Bryce Miller back out there, but the rest of the first team for the offensive side back with him for this possession. So Miller looking to throw, hesitates, rolls out to the right side, fires it out of bounds, and it will fall incomplete.
Now this is an interesting turn of events we have right now. Brock is looks like we were trying to take a shot downfield there where the Bombers, as we're up 55-28. Sean Horse will check in. Sidness will come off. Sean Horse will have the play call for Miller as the play clock ticks down to 15 now as we're still in the huddle. Should be a steady dose of, I'm thinking maybe Red Hedrick here.
Got to worry about injuries in this situation.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
1 second on the play clock. It's at 0, so it should be delay of game. Nothing is called. That was like 3 extra seconds as Jude Gibson is able to break a tackle, get the first down. Goes out of bounds, though.
It's a first down, so we'll stop the clock, but it will stay stopped. That tackle was made there by Broderick Phelps. No relation to Michael Phelps, but he could be related to Michael Phelps. We're not sure on that. Same last name, different states. Probably not an Olympic swimmer, but he could be. We don't know the history of the Phelps for the Panthers as we try to continually entertain here, Bear. The Olympics were this summer. Phelps was in attendance. He was a guest picker on game day the other day as well.
Yeah, pick Iowa.
He did pick Bear. Everybody picked Iowa.
Yeah, and see what happens.
Okay.
Sorry.
Take it easy. Holy smokes.
Hand off to Hedrick. Brought down. Clock rolling.
It's like a gain of 1 on the play there for Hedrick as we want to slow the pace down here. Howard's going to tell Bryce. Now, when you snap it when there's 3 on the play clock. You snap it when there's 3 on the play clock, and it looks like Waka will check back in here at tight end.
So clock rolling. We're getting close to the 5-minute mark.
To the 5-minute mark. That's not a 5-minute warning, but it's taken a half a day to get to the 5-minute mark.
I think it's taken like a good 15 minutes to get here.
Absolutely.
Play action. Waka wide open, gets the catch. Will get the first down, and he's finally brought down after a gain of about 13.
It was Phelps again on the tackle, Broderick Phelps.
They'll actually spot him a little shorter, so only a gain of 11. But either way, first down for the Bombers. Continues that play clock to, or game clock to roll.
Game clock will roll as I would assume if we can just get maybe one more first down, it should do it. We'll see here, though, if we can run a couple plays, run some time. There's 2 timeouts left for the Panthers. I can't believe they'll use any of them. Imagine the Bombers will either. I heard that, Bear.
Gibson on the swing pass. Fights off a couple tacklers, able to get the first down and more. Still breaking a couple ankles. Jude Gibson adding more stats to his impressive stat line tonight.
That's a good ball thrown out there by Bryce Miller. And, boy, the gas pedal is down here for the Bombers, as I feel like now we're trying to prove a point if you're on that Bomber sideline. That was Pettigrew with the tackle. A gain of 35 there for Jude as we just keep the hammer down as we're winding the clock as the play clock winds up, and Bryce has got to hustle to get the play in here. I mean, 10 on the play clock, and we break the huddle. He's got to hurry. We don't want to waste the timeout. If you're the Bombers here, you'll take the penalty.
4 seconds.
He sees it.
Miller takes the snap. Will fire it over to Schonhorst. He's able to get a couple yards before being tackled.
Miller's pass complete to 20, Schonhorst.
But a flag is thrown.
There's a holding.
Tackled by 37, Lucas Travis.
This looks like a holding penalty. I'm not sure on who, but it's going to back up the Bombers. It looks like it's holding.
Offense, 10 yards, previous spot, replay, first down.
So we're at the 3:46 mark.
Already?
I know. That last minute and a half went by quickly.
Oh, boy.
55-28. Bombers lead it. Pretty much led the whole way in this one.
Like 77, John McCrady's getting a little assistance off the field here. We hope the young man's okay. He's one of those sophomore.
Miller's going to throw. Overthrows Sidness by a little.
That'll stop the clock, Bear. That's what we're looking at here. That will stop the clock with 3:21 to go on the clock.
I think I know what we're doing. I get why we're doing it, but at a certain point, it's
sure. Yeah, no, I
it's
understand.
not worth it.
I understand what you're saying. I think we got to run the football here. Luster's going to check in. Jake Luster, number 6, will come in here. Maybe look for him to play in the backfield, maybe. He'll go out to that slot spot again up there to the top of the field. P.K. Miller, Red Hedricks in the backfield.
So another play action. Miller's going to throw. Still scrambling. A flag thrown.
Going to be holding on the play.
And out of bounds, and we'll go back a couple more yards. Then this game continues.
Offense, number 63.
At this point, I'm more interested to see what the handshake's going to look like in this game. And it'll probably be fine, honestly. But it's this last quarter, both just it's been interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it has been, and I agree with you. And you don't want to. And it was a very well played game, both teams for 3.5 quarters. And now it's kind of a back and forth grudge match is almost what it feels like here on the field. And you just want to make sure everybody comes out of this one safely on both sides because both teams have played a whale of a game here.
So this time they will hand it off up the middle for a small gain, and the clock rolls. Most important part about that play is the clock rolls.
Gain of 3 there for Hedrick, and that was Snodgrass on the tackle. That's an all-name last name right there. Snodgrass. I like that last name. I some Snodgrasses from back home, back up there in South Dakota, God's country up there, Bear. You ever been to South Dakota, Bear? You ever been up there?
I have not.
You've never been to South Dakota?
I have not.
Wow. Okay. Well,
watched a lot of South Dakota State football, though.
Okay, put it on your bucket list. They got a quarterback up there at South Dakota State, the Gronowski kid. He's a player. From what I heard from the grapevine is they gave him all of their NIL money, which was probably the right call.
Fake handoff. Miller's going to run it, and he's able to get a decent gain, but it will bring up 4th down as it was 3rd and forever. So
I'll tell you what,
punt team will come out.
Bryce Miller looks good back there, though. I will tell you, he looks very comfortable, looks very fluid. has a nice command of it. Comes by it honestly. You know, his old man Brant's on the sideline. He's coaching. Brant spent a few years. He was a true story. Brant was an Iowa Wesleyan disciple down there in Mount Pleasant. So he kind of knows the Hal Mummy, Mike Leach, those kind of guys.
Oh, yeah, the air raid.
And Brant was a coach. He coached at Kentucky, University of Kentucky for a year down there. So he's got a football mind. So Bryce comes by it honestly. And Bryce's uncle Todd Noy played up at Iowa State. Returned punts for the Cyclones. So pretty cool deal. Looks like we're going to take a timeout here. Make sure our punt team is ready in everything.
I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to say this, but 1:38 left in the fourth quarter. We're under 2 minutes. The Bombers lead at 55-28.
Brock, we didn't even mention tonight, we've got this little lamp here on the table. So it helps me see with my old eyes. That's executive producer Dan Inksler again. Coming, we might just call him Danny Clutch.
Danny Clutch
comes through in the clutch. He
DC.
Danny Sunsets. He's got all kinds of nicknames, folks, and he is. We try to put him in the scenes as opposed to behind the scenes, but he is. This is his little brainchild here, so we appreciate it. It's helped us out with seeing some of the programs and whatnot. Looks like the Bomber offense is going to stay on the field, go forward here on fourth down. Now we're kind of in that in-between zone, right? It's 30. It's a 33-yard line, so
Miller will await the snap.
John Horse is trying to get lined up. Sidness is trying to get lined up.
So Miller looking to throw. Still looking, scrambles over to the right side, trying to break a tackle and does. Now runs over to the left side, fires it away, and Hedrick is wide open for the first down. Fights off a couple tacklers, gets inside the 10, and that will be a 1st and goal for the Bombers.
Whoa. Bryce Miller with a little Houdini action there. Now you see me, now you don't. Looking like Dupree off of You, Me, and Dupree. You ever seen that one, Brock?
I have not.
7 different kinds of smoke coming at you right there.
So now we're back in the question,
Miller.
are the Bombers going to try to punch this in before the end of the game?
Well, Brock, if the fourth quarter has told us anything, I would say that's a for sure chance going to happen here. I don't think they're going to lay off the gas pedal here. Who hasn't scored? Sidness is down here, 24, hasn't scored yet. I don't know if Hedrick scored. Has Hedrick seen the end zone? I think he did on a pass.
They'll pitch it to him.
We've got a
flag thrown.
Penalty.
So he will get into the end zone. So for the moment, it's a touchdown for the Bombers, but there is a flag.
There is a penalty on the play. We're at 10. 52. That was Carter Sparks, the sophomore, old lineman.
Excuse me, correction.
So
Number 52, 10 yards.
Gatchel's going to check back in.
Yeah, Mason Gatchel's checked back in the game here for the Bombers. As things continually get interesting here, as Bear has said it a couple times, that is the key word, is interesting. It looks like we're going down in victory formation here, it looks like. So we got PK Miller way back in the backfield. Everybody just be smart here.
Okay.
We're going to kneel the ball, which is a good play. I'm sure Bryce hasn't probably got in on the victory formation. Bryce is saying, thank you, take away from my rushing stats. So,
that's a good point.
You know, if you're a fantasy football guy, we don't have that in high school ball, but I think it's no longer in doubt now, Bear, as that clock tick, 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 tick.
One more knee and it should do it.
It should do it here. Doesn't matter now, as that should be all she wrote here as the Bombers get ready to line up, as do the Panthers.
And a knee. As long as there is no timeout called, we should be good.
No laundry on the field, so that should do it here.
55-28 is going to be the final. Your Bombers win it here on homecoming night. Defend their home turf. Get the first win of the year.
Yeah, that's a good one to get the monkey off our back, right? Get a notch in the win column. And I thought it was a well-called offensive game tonight for the Bombers. We were very aggressive throughout the entire game, as we've seen, but I thought that first half of football and how the plays were called and being aggressive on first down was really, really big for the Bombers. This is a huge confidence boost going into DCG next week, and we talk about if we can somehow get a win, we can go down there to DCG, which isn't an easy place to play, but we can get a victory down there, go back to 2-2. And you saw it tonight. We lost to a pretty good Pella team who's 3-0. That Humboldt team up there is a pretty solid 3A school. This is a good one for the Bombers to get. It's even sweeter on homecoming.
For sure. Again, the final score 55-28. Your Bombers win it here on homecoming. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you to the Ballard Athletic Booster Club and Flight Bar and Grill for being not only supporters of Ballard Athletics, but the Ballard Network as well. We were able to bring this entire game to you because of their support. Bombers get the victory. First win on the season on the road next week at Dallas Center Grimes. For Tim Davis, I'm Brock Bierman. We're going to sign off. We'll see you in a couple weeks back here at Rich Strauss Field.
Go Bombers.